Yeah, because and, you know what? And somebody in chat said something like that. They were like, "Oh, you're pointing out problems and you're proposing solutions. Guess what? So is like every YouTuber and everyone that's on forums." And, and I was like, "True statement, right there." You know, everyone can do talk whatever they want. And with that,
we're not live, are we?
And with that, welcome to episode 20. Count realizes that we're finally live streaming of the B3 GamingCast.
That's all right.
Oh, Count, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good. I'm here.
Count's,
I'm here. I'm getting a little tipsy, but I'm here.
Count's wearing a fucking gorgeous hat. I gotta say, man, I love that hat.
That's my new leather Daredevil.
That is beautiful, man. Damn. All right.
Well, our local Hastings, little irrelevant backstory.
I love that. I do the same thing. I just start using it everywhere, that word.
Yeah, it's like, don't bring it up if you don't want me to talk about it. You know?
Right.
Our local Hastings is going out of business. Everything's like 40 to 60% off.
Yeah.
So I went and picked up this hat. Boy, what a story.
Good deal.
I just read a thing in chat, and we'd like to welcome the mannequin in the middle. I mean, Gamertron.
He's in a stasis field. He's in a stasis field right now.
For those listening, we have Gamertron. He sent me a pic of himself there, and it's not the one that you were hoping for. It's just his face in a leather jacket. And he's got his hands out like, hey, he's coming in.
Hey, hi, how you doing?
Gamertron, how are you doing today, Gamertron?
Oh, doing fucking fantastic. I want to get this right. Say this
nice.
I beat Dark Souls free last night.
There you go.
All right.
After your Titanfall live stream, Janzer, I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's do this. Let's beat Dark Souls tonight. So I marathon that fucker.
Oh.
It was one of the most epic, most heartbreaking, one of the most fulfilling things I have ever experienced in a video game. Fucking Dark Souls 3 is incredible. I got to the last third of the game, and that last third of the game, it ramps up the difficulty, it ramps up the visuals, it ramps up the music. Jesus Christ, I need to buy the soundtrack for this game. The orchestral choir they got going on here, the violins, the vocals, it's fucking magnificent. When I went to bed last night, all I could think of was the boss battle music. Yeah. I just cycling it through over and over in my head. It was, guys, Dark Souls 3 is incredible. Janzer, you need to play Dark Souls 3.
I'm sure I do. I need to beat Ornstein and Smo in Dark Souls 1. It's just every time I start locking in on a game, I start playing a different game.
So, hey, same thing happened with me, man. I got Dark Souls 3 at launch. I've only beaten my first playthrough now. I've started New Game Plus, and I've started a new character for the sake of recording gameplay footage and discovering stuff I missed. But yeah, I just want to say that fucking beat Dark Souls 3, and it was awesome.
Great, man. Great.
And you play so many different games. I mean, you can't really measure your time. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, I bought it 3 months ago, and I'm just now beating it. Because you play so many different kind of games. Most people don't do that. Most people get a game and beat it and then go on to the next. Maybe I shouldn't say most people, but a lot of people do that.
Oh yeah. I know. I'm not the typical consumer. I'm not.
Yeah,
the
you and
typical
Janzer don't.
at all.
Yeah, you guys don't play that way, really.
I don't really play like anybody. Because I never really fit.
You're kind of a moody gamer.
I play like probably a lot of people that play the way I do. I just don't know that they're out there. Which is, I play whatever I want, whenever I want, and if I don't want to finish it, then I don't finish it. That's all it's to it. So yeah, I think you're right.
Beat a game.
I think you're right.
Beat a game.
I'm very mood driven. Count. Yeah, I think you're right with games. Like I gotta feel the mood for like I'm back on Titanfall lately. Just been jumping in there, and I have to say, tons of Gen 1s running around in Titanfall 1. I had 0 wait time. It was amazing. It's that jump in and immediately get loaded up with other players. It's fucking awesome.
That Titanfall 2 hype is growing. People are going back to the first game, and new people are buying the first game since it's so cheap.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. I was watching Twitter this week, and Count's not buying Titanfall 2. He's not buying it. He's like, look at this. Look at this. Look at, what is this shit here? What is that? So everyone is wrong that's saying that it's not doing as well as the first one. And so he's had some time. You played a little bit of it last night, Count. What do you think, coming from a neutral kind of perspective,
Well, For one, like we were talking earlier, Janzer, them saying, and Gamertron's probably going to disagree with about 90% of the things I say here. I don't buy this as a tech test. They're asking for feedback. They've made changes to the game. I don't think this is. I've heard like a rumor that this is like a build from like last June or something. I don't think so. I think what you see is what you're going to get. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. They made huge improvements in the game from the last weekend. Because a lot of those criticisms, I'm not talking about the Call of Duty comparisons and all of that, but when I first started playing Titanfall 2 last week, it felt murky. I mean, the control felt sluggish. It felt like your pilot was running on the beach. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I compare it. And then I went back to Titanfall 1. I played about an hour or two just to see if I was off, because I've been playing some Destiny PvP as well. And no, I mean, Titanfall 1, your pilot's definitely faster. You're definitely more mobile. And I anyway feel more vulnerable in Titanfall 2. But having said all that, and the Titans don't feel nearly as epic. They've dumbed down the Titans a little bit, but I still think it's a good game. I think Titanfall 2 is. If you like Titanfall 1, you're going to like Titanfall 2.
I think
that's kind of the bottom line there.
I saw For the Omen playing it today. This guy
I watched him.
Yeah, he's like all over Titanfall, the original, and his movement, no one would say that the movement's slow. He's just
no, they
flying.
sped it up, Janzer.
Well,
he
also knows things like he was talking about using a G slide, where basically bunny hopping is stripped the way that the people used to know about it. But
now you crouch slide.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's there, but not there. It's there, but not quite as...
Like a Warframe slide.
Yes! I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I was doing it today. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah. So, and he's using...
There's so much sniping going on in Titanfall 2 right now, man. I mean, there's so much... I don't like the map they put into it. It's too much open field, and there's snipers galore, man.
Yeah, I don't know. The guy was doing pretty well. But then again, I think it's just because he's good at the game, already,
Right.
And like the same thing with he was saying Scorch is his favorite. He was showing how you can use the flame shield.
The thermite shield is
to just kill people that are on your back.
Wow.
You just crouch down, put it up, and it kills whatever's on your back.
Now the laser core of the Ion, I think, is better than the flame core of the Scorch. I think the core power of the Ion is stronger. I love that laser beam that comes out of the chest of the Titan.
That is pretty epic.
That thing fucking wrecks. I wrecked 2 Titans right there. I was outnumbered 3-1, and I wrecked 2 of them with that damn thing. You can just hit it with a swath. But
you mean the Iron Man? The Iron Man chest beam?
The Iron Man, the uni beam from Iron Man.
Yeah. Repulsor blast.
Yeah, it all goes back to Marvel. It all goes back to Marvel at some point. But definitely the thermite shield, or whatever they call that, the flame shield or thermite shield. That's what I've been calling it. Yeah, that thing is badass on the Scorch.
Yeah.
Yep. No doubt.
And I asked the guy, I was like, not in a technical way, answer wise, but are you having fun with the game? Is it a game that you play? He's like, yeah, absolutely. He's like, the thing is, it's really almost, it's the same game, but not the same game.
It's hard to
Your mechanics are just different.
Yeah.
So it's different enough. And he was just talking about, another big thing he was talking about was how controllers have so much aim assist. And he was showing that how there is a lot of recoil on certain SMGs, but the aim assist just overtakes that. Yeah. So you don't, controller person is just going to, there's so much more. And he was using a keyboard mouse adapter called the Zim 4, apparently. And
I saw that he had that in the description of his stream, that he's using the keyboard and mouse. And I'm,
Oh, he was wrecking, man. He was beautiful. His movement is gorgeous. Yeah. And he would make mistakes every once in a while, whatever. But he just knows what
grenades.
To do. Yeah, he threw a grenade at a thing right in front of him. I was like, hey, that's something I would do. Except for I wouldn't get all the kills that are subsequent after that.
I saw a few times that he was off
I'd finish the job.
On a grenade.
Yeah. Or he would do he did like an exit out of a Titan and went flying and then like ran into a post, and he was like, oh, fuck, oh God, you saw it on stream, but who cares? 98% of the time he's doing amazing shit, So that's stuff that I can't do 2% of the time, I still don't know how to bunny hop well in Titanfall 1, which is sad. But it is what it is. But I think it'll do fine, and definitely, I was a little pissed off this week because I was looking at like articles that were just like, oh, Respawn made changes to the games. That means that they're buckling to the negative criticism, whatever. And I was like,
they were trolling.
Yeah, here's the thing. Well, that's an article. Yeah. An article for people that are. Fuck off, man. If you're a games reporter or whatever, and you're going to call it bullshit.
Exactly. That's just so unprofessional. This is what the people want. We want developers to listen to our feedback, and now they're complaining that they're listening to our feedback?
Yeah, and so I tweeted back to Titanfall, and I was like, oh, who knew that being reactive, listening to feedback, and actually making changes, was a bad thing? I was like, gamers need to grow the fuck up. And just like crap load of people were like, yeah, that's true. It's kind of funny.
I see Jake, they're questioning my sniper galore comment. A lot of the matches I played today, there were snipers everywhere. But
it is what
the
it is.
R101, the R101 is definitely the weapon.
Mm-hmm. There was an SMG.
Exactly right about that.
No, there was an SMG that this guy was. I think it was called the
alternator.
Alternator.
Yeah, alternator.
Yeah, alternator.
And is that the SMG? And he was sniping with that thing. I was like, what the fuck, man? I was like,
and there's a lot of
aim
camping.
Is really
there's
good.
A lot of camping going on in the game right now as well. People are camping the bounties and camping the drop zones.
Yeah, that's pretty normal. Yeah, kind of bullshit.
That's not a big deal.
That's a PvP thing, and that's why I don't always like to play PvP. Something like Frontier Defense, which is something I still would love to see come back, but who knows? I don't know if they're, because right now, if you have like 500 people playing Titanfall 1, 10% of them are playing Frontier Defense. So I'm not sure it's worth it. On the other hand, 90% are playing, the other game mode, the PvP
attrition.
Mode. Attrition,
Everyone plays attrition all
Either
the
everyone
time.
plays attrition or there's a few that play, the Frontier Defense, and that's it. So there might be a little bit, capture the flag, but that's it. So I don't know what that says, but that is what it is,
Now they're having the happy hour amped hardpoint event going on tomorrow. I think it starts at midnight or something for Titanfall 2, the tech test. So that'll be cool. That'll be interesting.
Can't play it.
But yeah, people get an exclusive. What do they call that? Call sign, profile.
Yeah, you get a call. Yeah, you get some sort of for participating in it. You get some sort of call sign.
Can't play.
Hey, let's talk about that collector's edition.
Can't play it.
For Titanfall.
Oh, Janzer. I'm watching Janzer.
Just falling apart.
Janzer on the webcam, and he put his head down like on his pop.
It's unfair.
I can't
so unfair. But
October, man, October. Come October.
It did kind of change my mind. It kind of pushed me a little bit more forward with, hearing about hearing about like the Zim 4 and the PS4. I might get a PS4.5 and a Zim 4 and then get my Destiny on, But I was reading about...
Fuck yeah, man.
Well, here's the problem. I was reading about how the controls work in that game, and there is a limitation on the turn speed that you have based on the turn speed of the controller movement. So even though your mouse, you could swivel your mouse really fast, left or right, if you overshoot that turn speed, you then lose control. Like it doesn't take the input. So it's actually not as cool as it would sound. It basically, if you do things outside of the boundaries of the controller, then you don't read an input. There's a whole Reddit bullshit about like what are the best options for like settings. The nice thing is there's a nice big community that is supporting that Zim 4 type thing, which some people are like, well, that's cheating, because it's a device that's being used that gives you better like turn radius or whatever. They're like, you can't actually turn faster than the controller, you asshole.
Right.
Not only that, but having the aim assist with the mouse is actually a detriment because it starts slowing you down even more, apparently, when you get towards the target. So when you're sniping, apparently, it's really bad. There's all kinds of crap, people should, that are interested in it. Apparently, Zim 4 might be the way to go. But I would totally pick up Destiny. Because even if it would make me feel more comfortable using a keyboard and mouse versus trying to struggle my way through with the controller, shooting, That's what
Janzer, I mean, you've used controller before, PS3, right?
I absolutely use a controller for third-person games. I can use it for third-person games because it's not first-person. So like Dark Souls, I absolutely use it for Dark Souls, and it's easy because it makes sense. You can lock on the target,
Right.
you walk up to it, beat it up, But I couldn't imagine, like racing games, clearly, flying games, yes. But using it for a shooter, I've never been successful, I tried really hard with the original Halo. I tried on the Xbox, and it was disastrous. I was just running into the wall and staring at the floor or the sky the entire time. No, it was the worst. Blowing myself up and just
You have to practice a little bit, but
I practiced like for 6 months. I suck. That's all it's to it, man. Some people are just good, and some people suck, and they're never going to get better. Yeah. I admit I'm controller scrub. I'll stick to my PC
Destiny.
scrubs. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I'd be horrible at it. But yeah, that's Titanfall talk.
Oh, I'd like to point out something just before we move on. The person who we were talking about earlier, Frothy Omen, is a YouTuber and Twitch streamer. Be sure our listeners to go check him out. Frothy Omen. He makes very good content and is very good at playing games. He's a very good player. Would recommend checking out Frothy Omen.
Yeah, he's got some Evolve stuff up there too. Speaking of, we could talk about Evolve Stage 2 Deepest Dark.
The Deepest Dark.
Yes,
I got to play that.
I got to play it as well. And
I have not.
Yeah, Deepest Dark, I'd like to say Darkest Dungeon. Because the narrator on it is kind of like he's talking like the Darkest Dungeon guy,
Yes! He's overtly depressed and oppressive. Mm-hmm. He constantly has to talk like in such an epic manner.
Yeah, it's true. It's so that's definitely some kind of like, little... It's got to be some kind of like... They probably named it that because of Darkest Dungeon, Deepest Dark. But Game of Thrones, what are your thoughts on it? Because I don't want to ruin things yet.
Okay, well, my thoughts are it's a very nice change of pace. I really like how they're changing up the gameplay. I really like how they're changing up the atmosphere and how you progress through map, because this was more linear. Usually Evolve sets you in an open world and then you go scour for the monster. But this was a more directed, linear experience. And it led to some very interesting moments. Like, this is one of the very few times where you get to fight multiple monsters, which was really cool. It had a very horror-esque atmosphere. I really enjoyed the atmosphere. I enjoyed being able to fight multiple monsters. I really like the direction they're going with this, and I hope they add more things like this, because it gives the co-op versus AI game mode a unique appeal for people to play it with, and it makes Evolve stand out more and be more unique as a free-to-play game when it eventually does go full-out free-to-play. This is still beta, mind you.
Can we back up 1 second?
Yes.
I don't know anything about this, what you're talking about. What exactly is it? Is it an event or...
Yes.
It's kind of like a new game mode, essentially.
Okay.
In Evolve, there's the play versus AI game mode where it's just you and a group of friends as hunters fight an AI monster.
Right.
They've created a very specific, I guess, sort of story mission where it's not your regular hunt. You're dropped into the map, and instead of going wherever you want, you go down a linear path in the map.
I didn't know this. For starting, I didn't realize that it was a requirement that you go down. I just saw the overlapping map parts, and I was playing as Griffin, so I was like, okay, let me start setting down sound spikes at choke points, Go ahead.
Oh yeah, well, anyways, it's like more of a more. It has a very single-player, linear-esque feel. You're going down a linear path with your teammates, and you're fighting multiple monsters. You're fighting, monster minions. Monster minions are basically back from Old Evolve. You got, little mini baby Gorgons while you're hunting this one big Gorgon. Okay. And there's also, some random events that pop up, poison that litters the ground, or... those little monkey aliens, Reavers? There's zombie Reavers in this.
Yeah, they look pretty neat. They look pretty nice. They did a good job with them.
Oh, I'm definitely going to have to check that out. I haven't been on that game in weeks, so yeah. Check that out.
The one issue with the Deepest Dark is that you can't just actually select it. You have to get lucky. You have to enter the Play versus AI playlists and get lucky that it gets popped up. So you may have to play it for a while till you get it.
I looked for it in custom. Okay. And the problem with that is people were just being little bitches and backing out every second they could of every fucking match. So this was the worst matchmaking day that I've ever had. other than like way back in the day when I would just sit around waiting for people to matchmake with.
So people are opting out of
Yes.
real matches, trying to get
that's correct.
The random thing to pop
Even
up.
so far as like you'll pick your hunters and then somebody decides they back out, and I'm like, you sons of bitches. So it took me like a good 10 minutes one time, which is fucking a long time.
Oh my
just
God.
trying to get a goddamn match. I know, because I was looking at my phone and I was like, what the fuck, man? And so those are Gamertron, of course, is going to give you all the positives, and there was a little bit of negatives there. Anything else you got, Gamertron, with that?
No, well, one thing, the Gorgon monster seems to have a unique skin in this.
Oh yeah.
In this custom play versus AI. I'd really like for us to be able to actually equip that to our Gorgons.
She's bigger that would be too, nice. Right? Her scale was increased.
I think she starts out
really
on stage
big.
free. She starts out at stage free, like she's immediately at stage free, unlike where other hunts where it's stage 1, stage 2,
physically, scale-wise, she looked bigger, but I could be wrong.
It was really dark. I get where you're coming from with that.
It could have been just the juxtaposition between the
maybe
mini,
the field
mini
of view
Gorgons.
is smaller or something.
Yes.
I don't know.
But I like it. They definitely have some stuff to improve upon. Like to quickly mention, Grammaton Dryad in the chat points out that because it's linear and scripted.
I didn't want to get to like people talking about it in chat, but we'll get to their comments in a second. Yeah, because I'll probably no, it's okay. I don't want to like. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have more negative. Based on everything that you said, my experience was not good at all. Like, I thought it was very just thrown together. It reminded me of like a Warframe event where they just throw shit together because they have the assets. I should have recorded stuff. Like, when you get to the final stage area where there's a bunch of mini Gorgons and whatnot, things were just spazzing out hard. I'm talking about like ragdoll effects that probably shouldn't have been happening, and maybe it was a bug that one run, you know. But I kept seeing it, and I was like, "That's interesting and hilarious," but also doesn't look very good compared to how polished Evolve is normally. It's pretty polished, you know, except for once in a while you get like a monster that sits there on the map, which apparently they fixed. But the other thing is, this game wasn't. It wasn't made to do this kind of thing, like fight all of these monsters. It didn't feel like Evolve. It just felt like, okay, keep running forward and shoot a monster, keep running forward, shoot another monster, shoot some eggs, keep running forward. And I was like, this is really boring. The guy was just constantly spewing out chatter. Like, I kind of liked his style. It reminded me absolutely of a nod to Darkest Dungeon. Absolutely. That's all it reminded me of. And he just kept going on and on. I'm like, okay, dude, I get it. You're just going to narrate the entire time. And I got to the end, and I was like, I am officially bored with this mode, and this seems really thrown together. And the pathing was so bad. Like, the Queen Gorgon, kept running the exact same route in a circle. I was like, that's not great at all. Like, she wouldn't even stop to, like, finish people off, you know, or anything like that. She just kept running the exact same path. I was watching the circuit. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I was like, well, this makes it easy for me. I know exactly where I stand. And then as a Griffin player, I didn't really, like, my harpoon didn't really do anything because, you know, the AI, you harpoon them, they immediately turn and smack it. So that's it. It was like, okay, that's kind of useless. I wouldn't take, like, standard Griffin, probably take an Abe, probably take Electro Griffin maybe, but still, you know, because he can slow with his shot. But Griffin's not going to really help out that much. Even like Maggie or, you know, Wasteland Maggie, I don't really see them helping out as much just because the AI tends to smack the hooks really quickly. Players, not so much. But yeah, AI, yeah, they're on that like nothing. So I didn't really have a great time, and I don't really want to play it again because it just seemed really thrown together. Like, we've got these assets. We got some really kind of all right, you know, voice acting. That's pretty all right. The map was okay, and I would rather have, like, a return to, like, defend the core, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Or defend the power generators.
Right, defend that. Or the other mode where it was, like, the eggs that you had to go, you know, kill.
Yes, Nest.
Blow up.
Yeah,
Nest.
I remember Nest.
I would rather they just return something like that. The scripted thing is kind of neat, but they really need to work on it. There's no... You didn't need to be a team. Like, you could have just done that solo, like, with bots.
I agree, yeah.
Absolutely. So I think it's okay, but I don't want to see things like this from them in the future. I want them to really work on their stuff before they go the route of like just
is this
shooting
a
out.
limited? Is it a limited time deal,
sure.
or is this
No.
edition?
It's a permanent edition.
I thought they said until Monday at something a.m. It says
that's when their event ends, because if you play Evolve and you play versus AI this weekend, and you play it for a certain amount of time, get wins and stuff like that, you have a chance to unlock some exclusive skins and early access to Paladin Parnell.
Okay, gotcha.
Paladin Parnell.
Yeah,
the new upcoming Hunter variation.
Yep. And that's why I was playing, because I was like, well, maybe I'll get lucky. Nah, of course not. The other thing is, they did a bad thing where they removed skip maps on every map except for that one.
Oh.
They should have done it the opposite, to where, or just leave the skip map, because like people didn't want to play overpowered. They wanted to, that's why they were breaking the group, and that's why it took so fucking long. I was like, you're kidding me, right? If you would have just allowed us to skip to whatever people wanted, then that probably would have stopped a lot of complaining, meaning just people exiting the map itself, the gameplay. So, yeah. I didn't have as great of a time. I don't have as positive as a viewpoint of it, but that doesn't mean it's horribly bad. It just wasn't.
I think it just needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work. I think they have
it's an okay start.
They have the basis for something good here. They just really need to work on it. And it's interesting that you play as a trapper, Jenzer. I was playing as a medic, so
random. I got randomed.
So got random.
But it shouldn't matter. The experience should be good, regardless, right?
Kind of sounds like filler content a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it's not.
That's what I'm saying. It was we've got these assets.
I think this could be filler. They said that, this event, Sheer Madness, that they've been doing for the past 5 weeks. This is the week before the last week, I believe. Yeah, next week should be the last week of Sheer Madness, I believe, where they just keep pushing out content for 5 weeks, and then
they got to come up with something.
Yeah, I suppose.
I appreciate them pushing out stuff, and like giving the community more content. I appreciate that. I appreciate what Turtle Rock's doing here. But maybe this Sheer Madness was a bit too much and didn't give them enough time to polish certain things.
Maybe.
While some things turned out better than others, like Renegade Abe, I think he was pretty good. Cataclysm and Overpowered, I like them. I personally like them, but I understand people's complaints, how they're very luck-based. But I like the variation. I like the added content. I think they just need more time to polish. This is still in beta. So we just gotta keep that in mind.
Yeah, I think the objective, like what you had to do, that was pretty clear. There wasn't, it's like I saw something like destroy eggs. I was like, okay, kill eggs. So it was pretty straightforward, But it didn't. The AI, it felt like I was in the area, and the AI were running their paths, and that was it. Like I think one person died at the very end because you're more trapped at the very end. With trying to do certain things, like there's more, like I guess there was more of the Gorgons at the very end, and so people were kind of getting overwhelmed. But other than that, nobody was going down or anything, So it didn't really seem like a challenge. I guess that's the other problem I had with it. It just seemed like, okay, go do this thing, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do like these quests that are pointless and don't have anything to them, But we'll see how it. They might turn it up a bit. We'll see.
We will see.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't been on that game in weeks, so maybe I need to log on.
Yeah.
Get your daily rewards.
Yeah.
Well. Okay. I'll transition this if nobody has anything.
I got something.
A really quick thing.
I still wanted to talk about Titanfall 2.
Do you? What do you got about that?
That $250 collector's edition with the fucking badass looking helmet.
Oh,
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
You don't know about that?
I didn't know if Gamertron was going to get that or not, and then he could be on the webcam. He'd finally get a webcam, and he's sporting that helmet during one of the podcasts.
Maybe
I'm thinking about buying it just for the fucking helmet, man.
I know,
that helmet. Have you seen it?
I've seen that helmet.
Man.
There's a picture on Twitter of Vince Sampella, the director of the game, wearing it, and it looks.
Can you actually wear it?
Yeah, you can actually wear it. You can actually wear it.
Oh fuck, I'm getting it, dude.
It's adjustable head sizes.
It's fucking epic, Janzer.
It
cool.
is. Oh yeah, Titanfall 2.
250 though.
Yeah, 250. No, I'm not paying that count. Like, you can pay that if you want. I'm not paying 250 for a helmet.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna buy the game anyway, so I mean, it comes with the game, right?
Exactly, of course.
It comes with like a little dog tag flash drive. That's kind of cool.
Oh, that's a nice bonus.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, and some other shit, you know. But
Oh, of course.
well.
It's a collector's edition. They have to.
Yeah.
Is there anything else though, Count?
No, that's all I want. I'm sorry, James.
I heard you. I heard you put that in there, and I don't know what happened. I don't know. I think it kind of just got under the radar there.
Well, I guess, while we're back on Titanfall 2, I want to quickly address something.
Yeah.
Count, when you said earlier that I would disagree with you on a lot of points, like, I want to kind of make something clear. I don't disagree with your personal experience of Titanfall 2. Like, I don't want you to think, like, oh, this is bad in the game, I don't like this. Like, I don't want you to think, like, if you don't like the game or there are things you don't like in the game, that's perfectly fine. Like, when I made my Titanfall video,
Titanfall that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
But you hadn't even played the tech.
But that's not what I was. That's not what I was talking about, man. What I was talking about was the people that were lying. When people say the game doesn't have any depth, that's a lie.
Or those articles, like I said, from fucking supposedly news games journalists or whatever.
Well, come on, Janser. You know Titanfall is always going to be the redheaded stepchild of the first-person shooters, man. I'm serious.
You know what?
Like,
it's not even that. No Man's Sky the same way. Look at even Jim Sterling. There you go. Put out a video saying like, okay, what is going on with everybody? Why is everybody treating everything like it's the worst ever? You know, when he's like that,
because
he's being serious about it.
It gets attention, though. I mean, outrage gets attention now.
Yeah, but it's shitty. You know what that does is it says, okay, you're doing that. I'm never coming back now, because that's the type of you drew me in by being outrageous about something. I found out you're being a piece of shit, and so I'm like, all right, that's gone. I'm never gonna look at that shit anymore.
I mean, Call of Duty is the older son that can stay out all night and get drunk and wreck his Camaro, and he's the greatest thing ever.
Oh, that's funny.
And Battlefield is kind of like the kid that just left home and went away to college, and they brag about him and shit.
I heard Battlefield
and then
4
is the fucking redheaded stepchild, man. You know this. So,
I actually don't. Gamertron
but to
probably
sit there
does.
and say,
I don't play those games.
Your title of your video was so clickbaity, fucking Gamertron.
Oh,
come on.
hell yeah.
Exposed as lies.
They are lies.
It's true.
No, they're not
It's actually, they're fucking lies. They're lies. They really are.
Count. This is what you need to understand. I am not arguing with people's opinion or their personal experience. I'm talking about when people say lies like the game doesn't have any depth. If you tell me that Titanfall 2 doesn't have any depth, you're lying. Because all I have to do is look at the game, see the content, see the features, and go, oh, well, that's depth.
I don't think it has quite the depth of Titanfall 1.
How so? How so? Define.
Well, I don't know if I can. I'm just saying it seems a little bit more dumbed down. I can't explain it, but it just seems a little bit more dumbed down than Titanfall 1.
If you can't explain it,
well, I think Titanfall 1 had to work up to whatever it had, and even on stream, like that stream that I was watching, that frothy guy. People in chat were saying the same thing. It's like, here's the thing. It's like they're going to take care of, the gamers, because that's what they did with Titanfall 1. When people complained about like there isn't this mode or that mode, they added those modes. When they asked for more, I think the only thing they failed on was not adding even more content, but they built up to.
Titanfall 1, one of the big drawbacks one of the big criticisms is it didn't have a lot of content at release.
Exactly.
Is that right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. It didn't have a lot of content. It didn't have some game modes that it had later on. There were other little bug issues, like stuff with apparently... Shit, sorry. The cords are getting wrapped up. But there were other little bugs that they ended up having to fix. I'm going to have to fix this goddamn cord. But, so it's... I don't know. It's kind of good that it's coming out on console first. So they can test it all out, and for once the PC gets something that's been tested versus the other way around. Yeah. But you know what? Hey, we'll see how it goes. I don't know that I'll like it as much, because if the mechanics are changed that much the way you're talking about with the movement, I love the movement in Titanfall 1. So that might change my opinion, because I'm all about mechanics with games the majority of the time. So we'll see,
Yeah, I'm not arguing mechanics. I'm not arguing the movement system. Like, Count, if you watch the video, I'm not arguing people saying, I don't like the gameplay. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when people say, oh, all I do is kill bots in the game, or there's not enough bots in the game, stuff like that. Well, then people are blatantly lying. They're lying if they say
even
there's
I was
game
watching
modes.
Frothy. He even said that it felt a bit sparse prior to that patch.
Right.
You know, I mean, so I'm listening to, I don't know, because when I watch gameplay, it's pretty fucking intense. Like, there's always a pilot there that somebody's firing at. There's always a Titan there. In Titanfall 1...
Well, it's kind of inconsistent. I've had some matches that just felt so chaotic. Like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
But that's Titanfall 1 as well.
That were like,
you gotta play PvP in Titanfall 1. It's the same thing. Some of the maps, there's nobody in that area. No one. You have to run to where the action is. And it's just like, all right, I'm just running over there. That's not exactly the most fun thing to do. But then when you get there, chaos. It's just chaos. You know, in fact, that's why they said they adjusted the mechanics of movement, because they didn't want it to be like you get to an area and next thing you know, you're immediately flanked, you know, and then you die.
Right.
So they're trying to make adjustments. To me, that's the best thing you can do as a developer, is at least attempt to address the issues, you know? So I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Yeah, but if somebody says that they think Titanfall 2 feels more like Call of Duty, are they lying? I mean, that's not necessarily lying. That's a subjective opinion.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm not.
Well, that's not what you said in your video. I went back and rewatched it.
No, when people say it's exactly like Call of Duty, where they say like, "Oh, this is exactly like Call of Duty," if you look at it. If you look at the gameplay and you look at the content, it's not the same as Call of Duty. I'm not talking about the gameplay. I'm talking about the features and content.
I think they don't actually mean it's exactly like Call of Duty. It just kind of feels more... I mean, let's face it. EA would love the game to have more of a commercial appeal.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. They would want it to be Call of Duty.
Yeah,
they
would
actually
love to
probably
have some
would.
of that market.
Can we get that money that Call of Duty's bringing in?
Their pre-orders are in the toilet for this game. Right now.
For Titanfall 2?
Yeah, the pre-orders are, if you look at the numbers, there was a website that had the numbers. I can't remember the website. I got it off a Twitter feed. Somebody had posted, it was off of a Twitter feed. You can't
It's probably
Twitter.
ISIS, dude. Yeah. What are you doing looking at ISIS tweets?
ISIS making that shit up. But anyway, it was some PC, and they had the actual pre-order numbers. And like the Call of Duty... The new Call of Duty is like twice as much as Battlefield 1 is like pre-orders. And then Titanfall 2 didn't even compare.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So, I wish I would have brought it. I wish I would have...
I haven't seen any articles about that. But usually whenever there's something that's slightly negative that shows up, people jump all over it. Even this next tech test...
And I guess they've had some refunds. They've already had a lot of people like refunding their pre-orders. Because of this tech test. So
yeah, even this tech test... Yeah. The fact that they made changes, people were spinning that to be a negative thing as well, you know, like
right.
So that's curious that you say that, but then I haven't seen any articles about that. You would think that that would be all over the fucking, you know, oh, Titanfall's doing horribly, oh, blah, 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 you know.
Yeah,
that's usually the thing.
Article was just simply pre-order Titanfall pre-orders aren't doing well at all, or something like that. I forget. I saw a couple.
Oh,
you
I
can probably
saw that.
Look it up.
Okay, I know the article you're talking about, Count. Yeah, I did some research on the person who wrote that article. I don't remember his name, but I did some research.
House.
He's researching.
He's gonna hunt your ass down. You better watch it.
No, I did research on that person, and let's just say that person has come out with several articles that have, well, turned out to be far from the truth. Let's say, like. Yep. I know. I think I maybe you send me a link later, Count. I don't want to be spreading misinformation or slander or anything like that. But I'm just saying. I think I maybe know.
Yeah, don't get us in legal trouble.
About. Exactly. But I want to actually
because they showed the actual numbers.
Actual numbers, like from EA. EA gave them to them.
Yeah, they showed like the actual numbers of the.
Or was it from VG charts?
I don't know.
That's what you got to see. People keep bring VG charts to me saying, well, look at the sales numbers of these games. You know this is VG charts, right? And they never give away their sources.
What does that mean,
never
VG charts?
Yeah.
It's a website. VG charts is a website for showing like how many sales and pre-order stuff like that.
But you're saying you don't know where those numbers come from?
Yeah, they VG charts, the website, doesn't give their sources. Well, where are you getting these numbers? Well, we just have them. We just so happen to know exactly how much each game show. Oh, okay.
Well, that's convenient. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm gonna run my own website like that. That sounds cool. People come.
I want to go on a bit of a mini rant now that Count brought this up about like publishers like EA wanting some of that Call of Duty dough. I've come to accept the fact
Call of Duty
that
booty.
you can't appease.
I'm about ready to do a spit take. God damn it!
Sorry.
Call of Duty booty. That's the title of the episode.
That's
right
it.
There. Call of Duty booty.
Some of that Call of Duty booty. All right.
Go ahead, Tron.
Exactly. The thing about what these publishers and developers, well, mostly the publishers, what they gotta understand, you're never going to appeal to the Call of Duty crowd because they're addicts. They're addicts. I have had conversation with these people, these gamers, that all they play is Call of Duty, day in, day out, every year. The one game they buy is Call of Duty. I just want people need to understand. Like at first I thought,
hey man, they know what they like. They know what they like.
I mean, you're as equally biased against Call of Duty as. I mean,
I'm not buying Call of Duty or Battlefield. So does that mean that I hate? I don't hate. I just don't care. Right. You know, I just don't care about the games.
I don't hate the games themselves. I hate the kind of the toxicity that surrounds them. That's generated from.
That's just gonna be.
You're gonna have that anywhere. Man.
Yeah.
You have that in MMOs. You have that.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Destiny has it.
But
I haven't had like direct. I haven't been directly affected by it though. I haven't
but
had
those
direct
crowds are
toxicity
huge.
From MMOs.
So the bigger the crowd, the more chance you're going to get fucking assholes. And so of course you're going to get more affected by Call of Duty people because there's more of them. But what if Titanfall was the number one? You'd get affected by them if Call of Duty was the underdog.
Absolutely. Like it's going to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong to not like that stuff. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. That's all.
I hear you. But the point I want to push across is I used to think, there's hope for these people. We can show them that, hey, there's other video games. Why don't you try out this game? It's not going to work. These people are addicts. This is the only game they've been playing. They've been playing it for over a decade. It's the only game they know. If you introduce something else to them, they're just going to want to go back to play Call of Duty.
You do have this agenda, though, where you want people to play other things. Yes! And that's
that
great.
Is absolutely.
That is great. But sometimes people don't want to. You know, I want to eat spaghetti forever, Mom. That's what I want to eat pizza all my life.
That's perfect.
I don't. But I am very partial to hamburgers. I don't know what it is.
I'm talking more so about the individuals that say
it's the psychology.
I only
you
play
have to understand
Call of Duty, therefore everything else is shit.
This is we're talking about psychology, and it's very hard to sway people's to change a base behavior like that. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. Now, YouTube stuff is entertaining, and you can preach all you want about why you should do other things, and you can affect people. It absolutely will happen, but that's a hard wall to try to knock down. It's not going to happen. You can knock some holes in it, So but it's rough trying to change the mentality of a lot of people. That's for sure. So
I don't necessarily want to change their mentality. I just want them to.
Well, you do, because you want them to play other games, which means you break their pattern of behavior. Which is mentality. That's
it was pretty obvious. I don't
necessarily just want them to play other games. I just want them to acknowledge, hey, just because it's not Call of Duty doesn't mean it's shit.
Yeah, but they might be that way with everything else too. Go ahead, Count. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Janzer.
That was it. That's all
I just was pointing out that, man, you sounded like you were taking the negative feedback of Titanfall 2 so personally, man. Like it was like you had an investment in the company or something. You know what I mean? It's like.
It wasn't Titanfall 2
that
I was upset about, Count.
Yeah. Is that going to be episode 21? We found out Gamertron is actually monetarily invested in Respawn. Oh shit!
I'm gonna change the gear.
I'm
for
messing
a second.
with Gamertron.
Speaking of this, I want to know if Gamertron signed up to have Massive fly him to Sweden to help the Division.
Oh, I was going to bring this up. I'm so glad you brought this up. Yes, I am so happy. There was a recent update.
You're going to Sweden?
No, I'm not going to Sweden.
Is this in regards to the expansion being delayed, or?
Yes.
Okay, all right, good. I can take that off my list.
I was so happy at this announcement that came out on Thursday. So Massive Entertainment, for a while they've been quiet. For like the past 2 months, they've been quiet since their big expansion Underground. They haven't said a word. There hasn't been a patch, a hotfix. But there's been some server maintenance, but not that much communication with the community for the past 2 months. And people have been scratching their heads. Where's the dev? We're playing their game. Where's the dev?
Yeah.
There's still bugs and stuff in the game. Where's the dev? They finally came out and they've said the reason they've been gone for so while is they're working on a massive patch, update 1.4, and they've been actually listening to community feedback. They've been watching people play the game. And they're looking to improve the quality and the player experience for everybody, including fixing stuff with the RNG, fixing stuff with bugs and glitches, online connection, which is great because I'm hoping sometime in the next month or two I'll actually be able to play The Division again, because I'm a specific tech problem where since their last update it kind of de-optimized The Division for me, so
Ooh.
yeah, I haven't been able to play it for months now.
That sucks.
Which sucks, yeah.
Yeah, no, that happened to me, I think, with Rainbow Six at one point, remember? There was some patch update with, like, NVIDIA's, and I just couldn't play it with a good frame rate. Oh, that's so frustrating.
Yeah, that happened to me with The Division. Unfortunately, it's nothing to do with NVIDIA. It's they changed the code of the game, and that just messes up with my tech, unfortunately. So I'm hoping sometime in the next 2 months...
Sweden. Could you imagine Gamertron touching down in Sweden and then going over to Massive Studios and just kicking the fucking door in, saying,
"Hey, hi, how you doing?
Hi, how you doing, you fucktards?"
Oh no, he would be nice about it
and get this goddamn game.
He'd be nice about it while slamming people's heads into walls.
Yeah,
I would. But yeah, I'm really good to hear from Massive again. Like, a lot of people saying, oh, they're abandoning the game, they're not going to add the final expansions. People were... stuff like that was going around. And I'm glad to hear that Massive is not out of the game yet. They're just working really hard with what they have to get this game up and running.
You don't know that. Again. I mean, they could all be sitting around in jacuzzis in the fucking studio just counting their Tom Clancy money or something. You know, they may not be... You know, it's like, oh, we better put out a press release or something.
You need to get a jacuzzi with old Tom. Hey, Tom, how's it going? Tommy.
Fuck these players. Did you apply to go? Did you send in your thing? Because you've got a YouTube channel.
Dude, I know I didn't apply to go.
Why
not?
The only time developers ever respond.
You're talking yourself out of it. This is classic.
For somebody as positive as you always have a negative.
You do about moving forward with things. I'm like, have you
not moving forward with the point? The point I'm trying to make here is I've tried to get sponsorships. I've legitimately tried. Like, hey, I really like your game. I'd love to to help sponsor it. Like, I get like news updates. I get to talk with you guys and stuff like that. Help your game out. They never get back to me on those emails.
I know.
Rudy never gave up, and neither.
I know a small channel. Guy's name is Kev Factor. Sometimes he drops by the podcast. Almost every game that he plays is a game that was given to him for free, and he's played even some big titles. If he can do it for his tiny 300-person channel or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's awesome for Kev Factor. I don't know what it is about me that I do get review copies from time to time. I used to get way more in the past. Mm-hmm. I don't get as many review copies now. I mostly have to buy games now. I don't know if it's because of something I said in a YouTube video. I don't know if it has something to do with my copyright strike. I don't know. The point is, developers and me, like, the extent that we help each other out is every once in a while I get a review copy and I like their games, I buy them, and I talk about why I like them.
Well, you should try to go to Sweden, okay?
I don't have the time. I don't have the time. There's too much stuff already going on.
All right, let's not rag on him anymore.
All right.
Okay, anything about The Last Stand expansion being delayed? Yeah, because they're going to work on bugs and whatnot, right?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. I know there are some Division players, like Destiny players, that are starving for new content and whatnot, and I understand that, but this is good for the game. This is good for the game overall. Like, I don't get why people get upset about delays. Delays are a good thing. That means they're taking longer to work on it. So I'm
like Final
happy
Fantasy 15 getting delayed and people going ape shit over it.
That boggles my mind. I don't know why. That's so weird.
That's
the
so one that Jim Sterling made a video about. Like, what is wrong with you people, or however he talks. You know,
right.
Sorry, sounds to me.
Yeah, I'm happy stuff's getting delayed. I'm glad that this free update, is coming out first before the new content, and I'm still looking forward to the new content. Like I've been itching for that survival expansion because they teased in the trailer for the survival expansion that there's going to be like this brand new enemy that's hunting Division agents, and it looked like a really cool enemy. I'm wondering what the story is behind that. And as for The Last Stand coming out till it's been delayed till next year, 2017, I'm all right with that. I'm all right with more content coming out next year for the Division. Like, I really like the game. I'm really want to play it again. So oh god, I hope this gets patched or updated sometime soon. I'm so behind. People are probably in the, 300 gear score level for all I know. I'm still stuck under 200. Graham's way ahead of me, like he said a couple streams ago, because I can't play the Division. Oh, I need to play the Division. Oh, here's hoping for that patch and update very soon. But yeah, good on the devs. Good on them for still supporting their game, still keeping with it, and they're going to be supporting it in the coming months, which I'm just looking forward to.
Nice.
Maybe they can fly Angry Joe out to Sweden.
Oh,
He'll
yeah. You and him together.
Oh, man.
To help balance out his angriness.
Hilarious.
We have the positive Joe. Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
The happy Joe.
Yeah. Anyway.
The happy Tron.
I didn't mean to steal you guys' topics.
What topic?
Just reminded me never mind.
No, that's a good. I told you I probably have some of the same shit y'all do. So no,
yeah,
that was one I had.
I just instantly thought of Gamatron when I saw that. Fly to Sweden,
Well, you play it too, right? You played it, the Division, didn't you?
Me, no.
Oh, I thought you did because you have a console. I figured you were on that.
I should, but no.
Gramaton.
Yeah, I know Graham does.
Yeah, Graham
says it's one of his favorite games, so I kind of think he's crazy. But
maybe Graham will go to Sweden.
Yeah, Graham will go.
That would be awesome.
He'll give up his day job and get fired or whatever.
Really.
In order to go hang out there and then come back to no job and think, what the fuck did I do with my life? Yeah.
Sit in the jacuzzi all day. Yeah.
Hanging out with Timmy Clancy. Yeah. Timmy.
Timmy.
Oh, man. Did you guys hear that the art director for Dead Space, apparently this guy named Ian Milham,
yep,
that Crystal Dynamics hired that guy to direct the Tomb Raider games, yeah.
I did see that.
Coming from Visceral Games, yeah.
So we're going to have weird aliens in Tomb Raider?
Okay. You need to. Okay,
vagina
I need more,
monsters
what?
and everything.
Okay. Let me get this straight. So one of the devs from Dead Space is going to be making the next
art director, apparently.
The art director.
And apparently he also worked on Battlefield Hardline, and came from EA's Visceral Games or something like that. Yeah, I don't know the guy. I just read it and I was like, that's interesting to me. But,
I would keep that off my. I would definitely keep that off my resume, though. Battlefield Hardline. I'd keep that one off my resume.
Well, also a Star Wars game that it didn't mention the title of, so I'm assuming maybe they canned it, or maybe it was one of those unofficial Star Wars games or something. No. It's the one that we talked about a while back, that is sanctioned. And is going to come up, but they haven't actually put a name to the title yet. So.
Oh yeah, didn't EA do that with 3 different games last E3? We have a bunch of new Star Wars games. We're not going to tell you the names of them, but they're being made.
Well, because I think 2K didn't 2K also they got handed one or something like, or they got to go on
2K?
One.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 2K. Who does?
I know Respawn's making one.
Who does? Okay, Respawn. There you go. I was mixing up Respawn with whoever does. Oh God, forget it. Doesn't matter. Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of it. Borderlands 2. Who does Borderlands?
That's Gearbox.
Respawn, Gearbox. For some reason, I don't know. They stuck in my head as the same, so yeah.
They do Colonial Marines.
The art director from Colonial Marines.
Oh, God.
Yay!
He's working at a Burger King.
Oh, God.
Right
no,
now, I have a feeling.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway.
He's drinking...
Nothing wrong with working at Burger King, by the way. I'm not saying that, but,
He's drinking bathtub wine. Yeah, right now.
God.
He got fired from Burger King.
Yeah, he can't. Just fermenting fruit and whatever he can find. And that's
baby duck wine. Have you seen Let's Go to Prison? That's
I see it on Netflix, but I haven't.
It's funny as fuck.
Is it? Dude. Okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Good. I've been looking for shit to watch.
You may not like it, but it's my kind of.
I don't know. I like stupid shit, so
fucking stupid and funny.
I'll check it out. there's that one on Netflix, and then there's the other one about like two dudes dating and in prison, and it's like comedians at that. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about that one. Is that like I Love You something, somebody's name? I don't know.
Yeah, it's I've seen it. It's got Jim Carrey, and it's got
it's got Jim Carrey.
Young Obi-Wan, McGregor, or whatever the fuck.
And so I was like, what is this movie?
That is a fucked up movie. That is a weird movie.
Okay, then I'll skip that one.
No, it's not a bad movie at all, but it's fucked up.
All right.
Speaking of fucked up movies, Count, I'm glad you brought up fucked up movies.
Oh, no.
I watched a fucked up movie today. I actually just took a break from internet and reading angry comments online to watch some stuff on Netflix. And I watched this movie called Snowpiercer. Have either of you seen Snowpiercer?
It's on a train.
Yeah, that's the train. Yeah, the sci-fi train movie.
No, heard a lot about it though.
Yeah,
I heard something about it. I didn't watch it.
So I saw Snowpiercer. It's weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Like the premise and the setting is interesting, and it has an interesting start, but as the film keeps going, it devolves into I don't know what it was trying to be. I don't know if it was trying to be a black comedy. I don't know if it was trying to be philosophical. I don't know if it was trying to be a horror movie. I don't know what it was trying to be.
When it came out, there was a lot of like, oh, in the gaming community, they're like, oh, well, check this out. Oh, you know. And so I avoided it because of that specifically. Anything that the gaming community or like geek culture is like, oh, I'm like, all right, let's just put some brakes on this shit and see what happens. So I'm pretty sure it was like a weird and not very well directed, you know.
Here's the thing, like it had
like
storyline
really wise. Yeah.
The film had some really good moments. Yeah, exactly. Moments. It had some really good moments. Like, oh, there could have been a really good movie made here. But here's the thing: instead of going for like a real, kind of realistic, down to earth kind of sci-fi, like I could kind of believe this happening in the future.
Right.
They decide to go over the top.
Do you want to tell people the premise because we know what we're
Chris
talking
Evans
about?
In it. Captain America's in it.
Yeah, Captain Ahab.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's directed by Bong Joon-ho.
Oh yeah, you know it's going to be a South Korean director.
Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah, he's probably.
I remember the last time I bonged.
There's a lot of the Korean directors.
That's a stupid thing to say. Go ahead.
Wow.
Man. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
Nice count.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll talk about Snowpiercer quickly.
It's not even the most offensive like Asian reference he's made. I remember the first one. Go ahead.
Go on.
Gamertron, tell us the premise. I'm going to refill my drink. I need to.
Yeah.
So Snowpiercer, the premise of the movie is it's a post-apocalypse where this chemical was launched into the air of the Earth and it caused a new ice age, and the supposed survivors of humanity are all stuck on this train. This train houses the last remnants of the human race, and it's in a authoritarian kind of dystopia kind of train world where people in the back of the train, the very back of the train, are very poor. And they're very poor and dirty. They don't get all the good food. They don't get any entertainment, that sort of stuff like that. Where the people in the front of the train, they're all rich. They have nice clothes. They're clean. They get all the luxuries of life. That sort of thing.
Like first class.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, first class commercial flight. Yeah.
However, but brought to extremes, total extremes, over the top extremes in this case, in terms of this movie. So the movie's about the people of the back of the train rebelling against the people of the front. There's a lot of violence, there's a lot of killing, and there's a lot of weird shit. Now, I get what they're kind of going for here, that, oh, this is a whole different world. Like, people don't act normally because this train is all they know. Like, memory of the outside world before it was an ice age is very thin.
And by the way, shit breaks down really quickly in, like, your reality when stuff changes. If you go camping for a week without any internet, anything like that, your worldview changes. It just does. Mm-hmm. If you have no power or no water for like a week, oh, you're fucking, it's on, man. It is, things are different, so fucking different. You don't think about, oh yeah, for a week,
I'm wiping my ass with pine cones. Yeah, that's fucking beautiful.
Shit changes real quick, and your view about what's important changes really quick too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, suddenly Gamertron on Twitter isn't really an issue if you've been out there.
Oh yeah, no. Your perspective about what's important really changes.
Wiping your ass with pine cones.
People acting weird on the train, like it. Yeah, they would because they're creating their next reality.
That sounds kind of cool.
I get that, and I get that. That's what they were trying to go for, but they went to such extremes. Like they went to. I don't want to spoil the movie for people who haven't seen it, because I think people should at least give the movie a try and like determine it for themselves whether they like it or not. But there are some scenes where they're like, okay, this is pushing the boundaries of what I can believe. Like it goes to such extremes, like where, okay, minor spoilers. The people in the front of the car, they are living in such a manner. It's just like. Why are they so calm? Why are they like people are dying around you and you're still in your jacuzzi swipping like a man just got shot in the face right in front of you and you're just going about what? Like I don't care what reality you're in. If someone dies right in front of you, you're going to have a reaction. Not
if they're used to it. Not if they were like born into that way of being. That's another thing.
Oh yeah, I get that. But supposedly these people in the front of the train, they don't have to put up with death or disease or anything like that. That's the people in the back of the train. So you think the people in the front of the train would be more shocked by the violence, but nope. It just there were moments where I feel like the director, he had an idea, but he was thinking about the wrong things, at least from my perspective. Like he was thinking more about, let's be symbolic. He was thinking more about being symbolic and shock value rather than, like, immersion. Like, immersion the viewer, like, this is a believable world.
It's going to take a lot to shock me after watching Batman versus Superman. Superman's just a fucking stupid cunt in that movie. I swear to God. The more I think about it, the more I hate Superman in that movie. The more I just fucking hate him in that movie. And I like the first one. I'm not going to lie. I like the first one.
Henry Cavill would be outraged about the way they handled
Henry Cavill, by the way. After that first movie, he ruined all, like, for a period of time there, after, like, he comes up over the hill without his shirt on, he ruined all my chances of getting laid for, like, a month. I was like, God damn it. Fuck you, dude. Why do you gotta look like a perfect human being? Fuck.
Yeah, he's jacked.
Shit.
So and Chris Hemsworth. Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard some stuff about, like, people say that they've been at cons with Chris Hemsworth. This was people from like Rooster Teeth or whatever, and like the women. They said like they would be standing near him, and you like just like regular moms would go up to the guy like, "Oh, you're on my list." And if so if you really want to like my husband said it's okay if you want to like just go to my hotel, it's totally fine. It's like, and he's just like, Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you being a fan.
He's married. Yeah, he's married and all that. But yeah, he's like...
Imagine just getting told the dirtiest shit by anyone all the time.
He is the definition of like a pussy magnet. I mean, that guy just fucking... They just walk by and
just like, boom, open, go.
Yeah, done.
Dive
Legs spread right there. You know, they don't care who's watching.
My God. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, they're like, yeah. Anyways, what were we talking about? Snow plowing? Something like that?
My wife could be talking about something, and if he comes on the TV, she just stops what she's doing and just stares at the TV.
That is annoying, dude. I've
had siren.
Like women at work, like, oh, well, that's what's that guy Eric Bana when he the whole and I was like, look, I don't, they start drooling over. I'm like, you got to understand, I don't care about what you're seeing right now because I don't look at dudes that way, but yeah. Right. So don't exclaim to me about him because I'm just shutting off. Just shut up. I'm gonna start talking about like Sofia Vergara now or something.
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah. There you go. I might check out Snowpiercer.
Yeah, I guess I will too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it a shot. See what you think of it. I will say one thing though. The ending is bullshit. It's one of those endings where it just cuts to black. I hate that. I hate how there's no like finality. It just cuts to black and like, leave it up to your imagination.
I like those kinds of things.
Tell me what happens in the end.
No, I like
closure. I like closure. I like this is where the character's going. This is where they're at. All right. I don't like. Okay, here's the grand finale. Cut to black. What the hell? What happens after? That's what, like, just a tiny little
Gamertron
epilogue.
needs to know.
Well,
I don't mind movies like that.
I will say this: if the film has been hand feeding you the entire time, they should finish the job.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But if they've been a little bit, open ended with some things and it's a little philosophical, I'm okay if there's not an answer to the end of it because they've kind of they've run that route the entire way. So it just depends,
I hear you. It's like I prefer like having those little epilogues. I like seeing where the characters end up after the events, but that's just me. If I grow attached to a character, I want to see them all the way through the adventure.
Okay, all right.
But that's just me. So
Snowpiercer.
It's a weird movie. It's a weird movie. It's gonna be for some people. I don't think it was for me. The action was okay. There were some good, pretty gruesome action scenes. They were fun to watch. I'll give them that.
I figured it'd be pretty decent action. So,
all right,
Chris Evans,
Oh, yes,
Captain
Chris
America.
Evans.
well,
Oh yeah. Oh man. When you see this, you're gonna think of him in a totally new light.
Right. Oh yeah.
well, he was also he was also in Fantastic Four, right? Was
Yes,
he
he was.
He's Human Torch. Yeah, he's in
Decent
not another
Fantastic
teen movie.
Four.
Not another team movie.
I like Chris Evans. I like him better than Chris Pine, the guy that plays Captain Kirk in the new Star Trek.
Oh, really?
I don't like Chris Pine's. There's
he was
something
all
about
right.
him.
He's kind of generic, but I thought he was all right.
Yeah, just something about that. I prefer Chris Evans over him. I don't know why, but
Fair enough. Now that you picked your husband, let's.
yeah,
Your Hollywood. Hey, it's okay. It's okay.
You know.
Mine are like who do I like the actor. I always talk about Idris Elba. I love that. Or
Idris Elba's fucking awesome.
Idris Elba.
Heimdall.
Idris
Yeah,
Elba,
Idris
right?
Elba.
I always get
Heimdall.
his
Sorry,
name
yeah.
mixed like that, like
Dang
I'm
it.
dyslexic. Idris Elba. Him and
Count, have
That's
you
a-
seen Lufer yet? Have you seen Lufer
No.
yet? So we can talk about it. Damn it, man! I want to talk. I'm dying to talk to Janzer about Lufer, but you haven't seen it, so we can't spoil it for you.
I'll keep you updated on Twitter, man. When I watch Luther
quickly
and the missing Grammaton Dryad.
getting back to a little bit of games.
I'm sorry.
Apparently,
yes.
Halo Online, that Russian port, I don't know if you heard about that a long time. That got
Yes.
canceled because Microsoft never acted on anything, apparently. They had to make some kind of
my
decision to go
God.
forward. They never did, so there's a bunch of people not working on anything anymore.
Yep. That's a damn shame, too.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Don't know.
Oh my
No answer.
fucking
No, they
God.
just said, well, nothing happened. Nobody, I guess whatever director was there. I don't know. It's always hard to tell, what politics were going on anyways. So, and another real quick thing, Mortal Kombat XL coming to PC.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew Gamertron would be all over that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. My heart, like stopped for a moment when I booted up Steam and there was like a pop up that said Mortal Kombat XL. Was like, what? What the fuck is this? What? Oh my God!
I might check it out.
PC?
I do like my fighting games. I just haven't played them very much, and I do have a controller. I technically could. So
honestly, I don't really care about XL. I more care about is Alien finally coming to PC. Is the Alien?
They said that it was going to be
so
in the PC release. Jason Voorhees, the Alien, a couple others, and I can't remember who
Jason
they were.
Voorhees.
Yeah, Voorhees. Yeah,
I can finally do Alien versus Predator when he releases.
yeah. The Predator is one of them as well. Yeah, that's right. And I think a female character, but I can't remember who.
Tanya, I think her name's Tanya.
Maybe Tanya. Yeah. I'm trying to remember the
there was
name of the
another
movie
one.
right now, but I can't remember the name. I'm trying to look something up. Anyways, other quick news. People are still bitching about No Man's Sky. Apparently some things that were like named, how you can name and claim things in the game. Apparently they're getting
They reset
erased.
it.
Yep. But they said in other articles, they said it's actually a very small percentage of people that's happened to. The important thing is any little negative thing that people can blow up, they're doing so because they just haven't finished stuffing a pineapple up the developers' asses for No Man's Sky.
Well,
they just want to
supposedly
keep
Steam
turning,
is
torquing
allowing
down
all
on it.
refunds on the game, no matter how long
my
you played
God.
it.
That's
Yeah,
horrible for the
no matter how long you've played it. Supposedly, I got this info from Grindhead Jim on Twitter. I saw his Twitter post. I'm not sure where he got it, but I think it's pretty reliable.
Yeah.
That Steam, no matter how, because I guess there's a possibility of like some sort of class action lawsuit of false advertisement
Oh shit.
against the developers because they were pushing a game that didn't happen.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, Steam's no matter. See, and I bought it on PS4. I'm wondering if I could get my money back on PS4, but I don't want my money back. I wasn't expecting the game to be all things. I don't buy into hype.
Right.
And I just don't. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what it is about some people that just think that hype is like the end all, and they take the word. I never take anyone's word for anything like that. I have to see it for myself. So I'm not going. You know what I mean? I'm not. Oh, they said it's going to be. I was just like, really? This is going to be a survival game. You know, it's the game I really thought actually it was going to be, and I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, there was something about like people also finding that there actually are really giant monsters in the game. They're just very rare. And so, people actually found that
exactly.
So it's just one of those things. Like, are you going to find everything that you need to find within a certain period of time?
Probably
maybe,
not.
And maybe not.
Yeah, maybe, but probably not.
But I think that it's just bad circumstances. Hopefully, smaller developers will then really look at that extended hand from the bigger developer or the bigger producer, or and just say, I don't know, is it going to be worth it? You know, look what now we can point at something. No Man's Sky. Don't No Man's Sky me, bro. Don't
No Man's Sky me. You know,
Jesus.
The game is a little boring.
Yeah,
I have to say, but sometimes I mean it's a perfect mood game if you're just in the mood to chill.
That is me. Game. That is exactly. I would totally understand
That's
that.
you at times.
At times, it's true. It's true. Like I sit back.
Everyone at times, probably.
I sit back and play Titanfall 2. Like I was playing it last night. I streamed for the first time, and who knows when, last night, and I was playing like one of Mozart's operas, the one he made before he died. You know, it's just glory. You talk about epic music. You think Dark Souls 3 has epic music? Fuck.
Oh yeah.
Great Mass in C minor
music.
with and it's just amazing with fucking Titans coming up, boom, and you've got this massive choruses going. It's fucking glorious. Anyways, Gametron, I was watching you play the other day, Killing Floor 2.
Yeah.
And apparently they came out with the tactical response update.
Yes, they came out.
Infernal Realm map. Would you please fill us in?
Oh, okay. Oh, there's some extra news on top of that. So,
great.
With Killing Floor 2, finally got another update. Like, for a while they've been slow with the updates, but the past few months they've been pushing out updates. Just their last update, they added a new sniper perk, another new map, a space station map, which was really cool. And so they've added a new map, a new community-made map that's set in a very Doomish
Infernal Realm
location. Yeah, Infernal Realm. Think Hell from Doom. It's basically that. It's
nice.
It's very interesting. It's a lot of fun, a lot of corridors, very corridor-based map. If you saw me playing Killing Floor 2 yesterday, and one thing you gotta know about that game is you don't want to get caught in a corner. You want to be constantly moving, else you're going to get swarmed by enemies. So you want to constantly keep moving, and you want to find open areas so you don't get cornered. The problem, not really the problem, the interesting thing about Infernal Realm is that it's very corridor-based. There's not a lot of open areas. You have to keep moving and watching for Zeds so that you don't get swarmed. It's a very nice map. It's a nice change of pace. I like the hellish, demonic look to it. It's, again, very different because most of the maps are on military bases or in city streets, that sort of thing. So it's a nice change of pace, a nice variety to the game. And the new perk, I think you guys, if either of you played Killing Floor 2, you would love this new SWAT perk because it added a bunch of wonderful SMGs. I'm talking MP5s, P90s, Vectors. Really good SMGs that feel great. One thing I love about Killing Floor 2 is their weapons. The weapons are awesome. They're awesome. There's a few fantasy sci-fi weapons in there which are great, but I actually really enjoy their more the real world military weapons. They get the reload animations, the sound, the impact and effect they have on enemies just friggin' right. And they also add some free cosmetics. Free cosmetics for everyone in Killing Floor 2. They added this awesome SWAT gear and gun skins which are free to everybody. And usually in Killing Floor 2 you have to just play the game for hours and hours on end before you earn any cosmetics. They just gave everybody a bunch of free, cool-looking cosmetics, which is awesome.
Cool.
And before I move on from Killing Floor 2...
no, please.
It's been in early access for over a year now, and finally we have an official release date. This November 27th or 17th. It's the 17th or 27th. It ends in a 7, I know that. So yes, it's going to be leaving early access in November, which is fantastic. We're going to be getting another awesome first-person shooter in 2016.
Cool.
God damn, this year has been 2016 has been great for first-person shooters.
Where you kill giant ants.
Oh, Earth Defense Force.
Yes, Earth Defense Force.
That game is hilarious. I love that game. It's so stupid.
Streamed some of that last night at Janzer and the stream's request, and I got farther in the game, played some more after the stream. That game is just... It's so dumb, but the thing about it knows it's dumb.
Well, yeah,
it's
that movie Them. Remember that old 1950s black and white movie Them with the giant ants?
The dialogue is ridiculous.
It is. Wing divers. The wing divers are here. Did you hear the wing divers?
Wing divers.
Yeah.
When shut up about those fucking wing divers.
Yeah, everyone has a hard on for the wing divers. It's true.
Yep.
And what I have a hard on is for those awesome new weapons. I never saw that weapon before in the game. Never saw it in trailers or anything like that. Those slammer hammers.
Vibro hammers, sir. Thank you very much.
Oh, you remember the name.
Vibrate them to death. Yeah.
Yeah, that was an awesome
Lay it down and
weapon.
shake them up.
Yep. Oh, man. Earth Defense Force is fun. It's stupid good fun. They also released some DLC recently this week. A mission pack with some super hard missions, basically throwing all the toughest and biggest enemies in the game into these missions. So that should be fun. Going to be looking to pick that up. So yeah, Killing Floor 2, getting a release date, new content. Earth Defense Force, new content. Awesome, silly, stupid game people should play.
Yeah, not bad.
Huh?
All right. Anybody else got stuff? You are free? Yeah, go take the floor if anybody got it.
Go ahead, Jammer John. You said you had more. Stuff.
I have more stuff, but I've been talking for like an hour.
All right. I got a couple of things here, just really quickly. Yeah, they're not big things, but I finally saw the Rogue One trailer. I don't know if I don't think I brought that up last time. I don't think I did.
Didn't. No.
But I have talked about. Have you guys seen that?
I've seen the trailers. I've been following.
Oh, you did?
I love Star Wars, so I've been following.
Rogue One, yeah. They had one come out like a couple months ago. I watched.
I'm probably really late to it. Yeah, I'm really late to most things.
Yeah.
It's just, it was really good. I'm more hyped about that than any other Star Wars thing that I.
Supposedly they were having some sort of problem months ago where they weren't happy with the way the movie was coming. Yeah, the studio.
Well, the trailer looks amazing. I'd be fine with just that.
Well, it's the events. It's the events between what?
Remember that time when they went to go get those plans for the Death Star? Yeah. This is what happens.
The mini Bothans died, bringing us these plans.
Yay, we get to watch them die.
Yeah, we get to see people sacrifice their life. So so
Luke, space station.
So Han Solo can get laid.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I gotta ask you, Janzer.
I almost said Luke, but that's
he tried to. Remember?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
hey, that's my sister. Me first.
Oh God!
I'd rather kiss a Wookiee. I can arrange that.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Anyways, Janzer, I need to know. You have me incredibly curious. What is it about Rogue One that has you more excited for this than any other Star Wars thing?
They just did a good job with the limited time that they had of creating a level of excitement. I'd have to go back and nitpick it to find out like what it is. But all the events that were in the trailer really led up to they led up to like a point. And a lot of times trailers are just flashy bullshit. But they actually told a tiny little bit of the story of like what you're really going to see. Here's the idea, and then they escalated. The Darth Vader part was actually not even that much important to me. Like it was so after the fact. I was just like, I don't give a fuck about that. I was really interested in the main character, that chick. I thought her outfit was pretty cool, and it looked pretty much like she started off at a point of like very little power. And really gained leadership and started, everybody was looking towards her towards the end. So they told a nice little idea, gave me a little nice little idea of what the storyline is going to be like or what to expect out of that character, I guess. So, and that's without me nitpicking it. I could go back and watch it again. I only watched it once, so, but I'm probably not going to.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about going back, to the old story. Kind of filling in the blanks a little bit.
Yeah, that old universe.
Yeah, as long as they don't go too far back to the fucking prequel shit. I wish they'd just do the prequels all over again and just say it was a bad dream and we never hired Hayden Christensen and all that,
God.
and Jake Lloyd and all that bullshit. But I mean,
wow. And they killed Jar Jar Binks. Yeah.
Come on.
Like, he's in the movie, but we get to see him get stomped. It's like a 30-minute stomping with all the droids just crunching him.
But I am looking forward to that. That's going to be cool.
Yeah, I think so too.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. That is the thing I'm most looking forward to. Like, as much as I'm looking forward to being introduced to these new characters and this new cast and this story within the story of Star Wars, I'm just really fucking happy to see Darth Vader on the big screen again. I'm really looking forward. And not just that, they're bringing back James Earl Jones is back to do the voice. So
hey, man's got to work.
Who else?
Man's got to work.
I'm just really excited to see Darth Vader on the big screen again. That's just exciting, really exciting. Oh man, I'm also kind of worried because I'm worried, like, is he going to kill the characters? Is he going to be is there going to be a plot twist at the end? Like, oh shoot, Vader's on the ship. He's coming for the plans. That sort of thing. Like, okay. I'm getting goosebumps with this movie now. Okay.
I think you're going to see, and this is just speculation on my part, but I think you're going to see a little bit of. I don't think Darth Vader's going to be in it that much, but I think you're going to see little hints of his plot to try to overthrow the Emperor.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe making reference to having him and his son overthrow the Emperor or something like that. There may be some reference to that, but I don't think
I keep forgetting about that. I keep forgetting that Vader does want to overthrow the Emperor.
That's
there can be only one, remember?
Father and son will.
And if he brings in his son, then he can't have the Emperor because there can only be one Sith Lord.
Yeah, there you go.
And his whole idea was to bring his son in.
That was his goal from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He can't have an apprentice if he is if he's the whatever understudy. Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know that he's the apprentice anymore, right? Yeah. But I guess maybe he is. I forget how that works in Star Wars lore. Yeah. But I know there can only be one Sith Lord, right?
Supposedly there's always
one emperor or whatever. There can only be one of them.
According to Samuel Jackson.
Okay. I don't. Star Wars fans, please don't get pissed at me. I think it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong. This may be the rule of two. There can only be one master and one apprentice.
That's what I'm saying.
If I remember correctly.
That's exactly what I've been saying. Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. You can't have the Emperor couldn't be there if Darth Vader wanted to bring his son in because he still loved his son clearly. So he wanted to have him be part of the team, The Emperor wanted him, but he probably was going to replace Vader, So
I always wondered in the New Hope when Darth Vader says they're down in the trench and he's on the tail of Luke Skywalker and he's like and he doesn't know who it is, but he says the Force is strong with this one. You know what I mean? Where he's about ready to blast him. I wonder if he kind of realized maybe that's my son.
I'm pretty sure, man.
I'm not gonna even. I'm going to go through the motions and act like I tried to take him out, but I
99% do it, but
exactly.
Really try on that 1% to not kill him. Try to maim him at best.
Because he goes, the Force is strong with this one. So I always wondered that, That's called having too much time on your hands when you're a fucking kid. You know what I mean?
Oh man! Now I want to rewatch the old Star Wars movies again.
Well, since we're talking about watching stuff and having too much time, I started watching because of 109 Volts, Hellsing Ultimate. Because I've seen the abridged stuff with Team 4-Star, which is basically just taking the entire anime and compressing it down and rewriting their own script to it, which they're pretty funny, But Hellsing Ultimate is basically about vampire Nazis or whatever, and ghouls, and it's silly stuff. It is, but it's entertaining and it's still pretty nice. The crazy thing is you can watch full episodes on YouTube. It's just ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, how the fuck do they? Oh man, it's crazy.
You would think YouTube's copyright bot because it's their copyright bot. If you post anything,
and these are full
that is
quality.
Not 100%
they're not
yours.
Zoomed in. They're not slowed down. They're not there's nothing. They're good quality, full everything. There's no watermarks on them to try to
wow.
fake it out. Yeah, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So I'm not going to say what channel, but you can, and then I think Funimation also has a channel but the problem is they put their own stupid big ass logo on the bottom corner that always stays there. So I'm like, God damn it, guys, come on. I want to watch something without your stupid logo on it, But
the water.
That really shocks me. Like, you would think YouTube would be all over that. They're so copyright happy. You would think they'd be all over that.
It's so inconsistent. Like, I follow a YouTuber, and he's not a gamer or anything like that, but he has the Benny Hill music in his videos all the time. And all his videos, and he's got like 250,000 subscribers, right, or something like that. And I put a Benny Hill music in one of my DC Universe videos for like 15 seconds, and that fucking thing got struck down in a week.
Same thing here, man.
Yeah, the damn video had like 1,200 views. Okay, and they're striking me, but he puts that Benny Hill music in videos all the time, and those videos are still up. Nothing's ever happened to him, you know what I mean, as far as that I know of. So I don't understand the inconsistency while we're on the topic, I'd like to know how that shit just works.
I don't know.
You want to know how it works? It's basically RNG. Think RNG from any MMO or stuff like it's RNG. It's RNG whether the fucking system works or not.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
It's been proven time and time again that YouTube's copyright robot is broken. It's broken beyond repair.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't
they should
make any
replace it.
sense, though, RNG, because you would think that something that has millions of views versus something that has hundreds or whatever.
What's going to get,
Yeah, you would think
this guy gets 100,000 views on his videos and all his, and he puts this, I mean, he doesn't use the Benny Hill music like every video, but like maybe 1 out of every 6 videos, he'll have, I've noticed the more videos I watch, I go, there's that damn Benny Hill music again that he puts in on a funny little spot of his video, and he only uses it for about 10 seconds, but still, I'm just like, I did it and it was right on it, The same thing happened with the Simon and Garfunkel song.
Oh yeah,
that thing got struck, and I posted that video, and 30 seconds later, I'm not exaggerating, 30 seconds later, I had an email saying you got to take that down.
Yeah, I've had that stuff happen.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yep, at Upload. I did Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, where I knew of at least 2 other big fucking channels that have full playthroughs where they're not talking over like cutscenes and stuff like that. Totally fine.
Yep.
Mine, I'm like talking during a cutscene, whatever, and I get struck for that part of the cut. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Exact same thing happened to me. I was doing a video with a friend. Like, we were just talking about, like, Metal Gear and stuff like that, and I had Metal Gear footage in the background. There were some cutscenes in the background. Even though I completely removed the audio from the game, I still got struck for...
Visual.
Yeah.
Yep, that happened to me with Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. It was audio and visual. They just double stuffed it.
God damn.
They're like, no. Konami says no. And it was from Konami, so... Yeah.
I've said this 100... I've been saying this for years
Konami?
now. Yep, that too. But... YouTube needs to do something about its copyright system. It needs to, like,
you know how that is.
Update them. I understand that they can't hire hundreds of people to monitor this stuff. I understand. That's a lot of goddamn money.
Yeah, 100 people wouldn't cover one day. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
I understand.
And they talk about, like, how, you've seen the latest things where you can share revenue and you're not immediate. You can still keep your revenue on it while they investigate or whatever crap like that. But it's really not changed. It's still kind of the same. You could still get hit, but you at least don't get unmonetized. Like Count, I think I told you, right? That whole thing, that small clip I did from one of our podcasts where we had Phil on, and you said that one thing about Dr. Phil.
Oh,
it was a Stitch in Time, whatever it was talking about.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay, so that small clip, I got hit, and I think you told me it was like
You're kidding me.
Oh, yeah. Like, it was fine, and I only had like 12 views on it. So it was somebody that either follows my shit or, whatever. But they flagged it for review. And so I got something saying that the content was questionable, so not able to be monetized. And so I was like, no, fuck that. I contested it.
You're kidding me.
Not at all. And I had like maybe 12 to 14 views on it. So it was absolutely either somebody that follows it, and it was probably that Lethal Migraine guy.
Oh man.
Come
Maybe
back
Dr.
from the
Phil
dead.
watches the B3 Gaming Cast. He's at home.
Man.
God damn.
Because it wasn't labeled as like Dr. We're talking about, it wasn't labeled to anything like that. It had, so it's either somebody was watching my shit normally, or how they would have randomly, because how often do I post on YouTube anymore? Never really. So that was like a, yeah. But
That's
by the
weird.
way, I won that, and so it's monetized now. So fuck whoever you are, you stupid fucking cunt.
Maybe he's offended. He's offended. I said
we look forward to offending you, stupid fucking asshole. Yeah.
Oh man, this is turning into the salty cast again.
Oh no, it's not, man. You were salty earlier. Don't even. You ranted.
Reality. I mean,
yeah, it's a joke.
Yeah.
Jakey's got it right. YouTube's actually a pretty big mess right now.
It is.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it always is though.
Like
what
YouTube...
I don't understand is how can you be if something is in reality, how can you take offense to something? If I say there's a 14-year-old prostitute, there's 14-year-old prostitutes out there, I'm sure.
Right.
Then how are you offended by that?
Yeah, what you said wasn't
exist?
It wasn't horribly offensive. It was just a joke.
I'm not calling your 14-year-old daughter a prostitute. I'm saying I'm a 14-year-old prostitute. I'm sure there are 14-year-old prostitutes that exist in the world.
More importantly, it was
how
enough to
offensive?
Be so all of the entire situation was ludicrous, and it was intended to be
ludicrous.
Funny. Yeah, it was intended to be funny.
The whole thing is fucking.
Yeah. You're probably more upset about it now than
It's like Bizarro World, man.
At the time, I was like, what the, because what really got me was that there were so few views on it, like sub 20 views.
Yeah.
So
it's
I'm like
these it's like these fucking social justice warriors, man.
Yeah.
My God, dude.
They just tend to not frequent my videos, so therefore I'm pretty sure some of that was subscribed to me. So I'll get you, son of a bitch, whoever you are.
I think it's ISIS.
Oh man.
Yeah, Zuragon says ISIS.
It's probably Zuragon. I don't know why it was him, that the goddamn troll. It was
the revenge of Zuragon.
Don't.
He's like, remember that
Zuragon,
one time you timed me
you're
out?
lovely.
I got you now. I got you in my sights.
Godzilla versus Zuragon. It just sounds like a fucking Godzilla.
That sounds great, actually. I'd watch that.
Yeah, like a monster. Yeah.
Godzilla versus Zuragon.
Trademark your name, contact Toho or Warner Brothers, whoever.
Yeah.
See if you can get a monster.
See, we got to stroke his ego now, because otherwise he's gonna go flag more of our videos.
Yeah, really.
He didn't.
Oh, shut up! We know we're joking. Of course we're joking.
He knows we're joking around.
Well, I want to touch on that earlier. Like, I understand that YouTube can't hire hundreds of people to do the job, but the least they can fucking do. No, they could.
Much money? They make a lot of money. They're not going to, because that would cut profits. Yeah.
But the least they can do, the least financially draining thing they could do is just update the bot. Just update the copyright bot. And I've been following YouTube does. They do update and patches like developers do to games and stuff like that.
Yeah, they probably do update it.
Stuff.
Yeah.
No, I don't. No, I don't believe they have. I looked up reports.
You're not a developer, dude. Now you're talking out of your ass there. I am a developer, and I can tell you, we do update shit. It's not always apparent, and some of the time too, some of that stuff is not worth saying, look, I tweaked this value. I don't know if anything's actually going to happen, but I got to test it. YouTube does test variants all the time. My view of YouTube, like what I get, is I guarantee different than somebody else's. Like I actually kind of hate that. And the reason I know is because I have a few different machines I work on. And sometimes when I go to YouTube, I have a different layout. Like it's fully different. Like there's different options there for me too. And I'm like, what? Oh, this is a different build, Like I've looked in the code for some of the stuff on the web application itself. And that's where I found like silly things like faces they make in code. It's ridiculous shit,
This I did not know about.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I'm sure that they do update it, but where are the logs for that? Do they have to show the public the logs for that? No, they don't. It's just
granted. Yeah. I've read articles online, so probably a lot of them are not truthful. So
who knows? I'm just trying to say from the side of developer. On Friday, for example, I tested this one thing that somebody was like, I always imagine whenever there's criticisms to work that I do or my other fellow developers do, that people are there with like a glass of wine on a Friday. I don't know. It's an hour before closing. Let's send them these 10 things so they can just make changes. I think that the font is just a little too small here. What do you think about that, buffet? You know, and they're just being, to me, it's like, oh, you sons of bitches. So we look at that and we're like, we have to interpret what the criticisms actually are. You know, like,
let's give them some busy work.
Well, not even that, but more like, is this change going to actually effectively change a function, or is it just a visual change to satisfy somebody's like want for like a visual change, but they don't know how to word it right, you know? So we have to work through that kind of crap. So I was doing that. I ran a shitload of tests on this one thing that I was doing for a hospital, and I didn't report it anywhere because I was doing these really quick tests. I was just pushing out these tests really quickly. I wanted to get like about 20 of them out to see if I could solve it, because that's how it is. But I didn't report it. I'll probably report it Monday. But, you know, shit happens that developers do that doesn't always go in logs, you know. It just depends on, you know, how you're running stuff. Sorry, I hear, whenever I hear like, oh, developers aren't doing anything, I'm like, maybe the guys that
you
are
don't
like...
know that.
I'm not saying YouTube's not doing anything. I'm just saying...
And with all that money, I guarantee they're kicking their asses. You better be doing work, because that's Google owned. You know, you better be doing work for the money we're giving you. You know, I'm sure they're being fucking watched, you know. I have to log when I go to lunch and when I come back. I hate that shit. I have to log if I'm like going to restart my machine. I have to log like if I'm gonna, this is a normal thing.
For
you have to be fucking accountable.
Yeah. Okay, I can understand lunch. I can understand lunch, but
I can't.
Restarting
and
like
no. Playing Warframe again. I gotta log it.
Yeah. I can't understand lunch. You know why? Because I'm an adult and I do my job well, and that's a level of trust that should be there. If I was in a huge corporation like Google, YouTube, you goddamn guarantee that they're probably having to log like when they leave their machine and all that kind of stuff or whatever it is, you know. So their time has to be accountable. You know, how many hours did you work on this and what were you working on? What features? You do it during the day. You don't just, unless you're a shitty and you have a shitty team lead or a shitty production manager and they're not like accountable, their ass is going to they're going to get burned anyways. Like they're not going to stay there long. You know, that money has to be accountable, you know, those employees. So sorry, developer rant bullshit.
I'm sure YouTube, I'm sure Google never expected that site to be what it is, though. What is it? The second largest.
Well, they bought them
engine?
later. That wasn't the first. You know,
Google
that's right. Google bought them later.
That's true.
So now that they're part of their fold, the way that Google tests things and experiments, I guarantee they're screwing with that bot. You know, I guarantee there's different versions on it. Now, why it's not working the way we want, I don't know.
May never.
You know, I'm not sure. It could be one of those things that the bigger channels are bringing in so much revenue. Are you really going to fuck with that?
Oh, yeah,
there
of course.
May be
like that. If you have over 1 million subs and you're getting over 1 million views of video, they're not going to touch your video.
We're going to take down this one video because it's got 7 to 12 seconds of copyrighted material, but it also pulled in 1.2 million views.
Yeah, they're not going to.
Yeah,
they're going to overlook that one.
We're going to let that slide. But Count over here.
Yeah, I made a Star Wars Battlefront video where I didn't shut off the John Williams Star Wars music in the background, and fucking it had 800 views, and they got me on that one.
Count,
you know, because John Williams needs that.
Count they're gonna fuck with because
95 cents I generated all.
He's not video, generating anything for him.
Oh, I know. Right. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I
know. I'm just he's not. And then the other thing is they're thinking like, what's he gonna do? What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Who are you gonna complain to? We run this shit. We run. They're like gangsters up in there.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you want?
the small
channels.
You know.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you're big or small. Like fair use is fair use.
That's not what women say. That's not what women say.
Say that to my wife.
Yeah.
Oh, dick size. Okay.
What?
Gamertron.
I was talking about cars.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Sure you were. Yeah.
Talking about bank accounts.
No, I'm sure.
You're a sick bastard.
Oh, a hand size.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to open a pickle jar and your hands are too small. Yeah. It's not going to work. Come on.
Well, you know what they say about guys with big hands? They wear big gloves. Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, I thought it was that they get shit on their hands when they wipe their ass because they're so big. I don't know. What are they?
Oh, my God.
Where were we?
I don't know. We're not on games or movies or anything now.
We're not on
bitching
shit
about
now.
YouTube.
We were bitching about.
We
you know
are
what?
on shit, literally.
We have not bitched about YouTube in a long time. We used to do it all the time. Remember?
Yeah, we haven't.
We had a YouTube bitching hour.
Well, to get the topic back on video games.
Sure. Yeah.
I played. Besides, like, my typical games and beating Dark Souls, I also played a brand new game this week that recently came out called Savage Resurrection, and it's a really fucking cool game. What Savage Resurrection is, it's an RTS, an FPS, and a third-person melee hack and slash all in one.
Resurrection?
Savage Resurrection,
okay.
Yes. It's really fucking cool. How this game works is, it's a multiplayer PvP game, but it has bots. Hallelujah! You can play it solo, offline with bots. More games need to do this. So it works like this. So there are two teams. There's the human team and the beast team.
I think I've seen this game.
Okay, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, look up Savage Resurrection. I think this is a game that deserves some attention here. How the game works is both teams, they start out with a base. And a bunch of players get to play as the units, like the basic infantry, and they can play as different infantry and even heavy units later on in the match as new buildings are built. And buildings are built by one player. One player on each team is selected to be the commander, and the commander plays the game from a top-down perspective and plays an RTS game, but you don't have control of your units. Your units are played by players, while you focus on managing your base, buying upgrades, and taking control of little worker units, sending them to resources. This game is, this is a concept I have been dreaming about. It's a game where you can play it as a real-time strategy, but you can also get into the action. If you're playing multiplayer, you're restricted to either playing as the unit or the commander, but in single-player, you can switch on the fly. You can be the commander building buildings and stuff like that and building your army and having them go to objectives, but you can click on a unit, click a single button.
Yeah, it's kind of like MOBA.
No. You go into the first person or the third person.
Yeah, no, I saw it. I know exactly what this is. I saw Rooster Teeth play it. Or Achievement Hunter, I think. I saw them playing it. Yeah.
I wouldn't really call this a MOBA. I was
more an RTS.
More like StarCraft.
Yeah,
more like
RTS.
StarCraft, really.
Yeah, I said RTS.
Okay, yes, I know you did. It's really cool. This is the kind of thing I've been asking for forever. That a game takes the RTS genre where you build bases, you build armies, but then you get right into the action, taking control of the units. There's this one unit called, god damn it, it's on the Beast team. It's basically their most powerful unit. It's this giant monster that uses a giant tree trunk as a weapon, and he smashes units in buildings, and you get to fucking play as that, and it's fucking awesome. For the most part, I think the game has pretty solid gameplay mechanics in terms of the first-person shooting is solid. The melee combat could use a little more meat to it. It's effective, it does the job, but it's not like the melee combat in something like, say, Dark Souls or Metal Gear Rising. It doesn't have the same impact. You don't feel like you're doing that much damage. It works. It's competent, but it doesn't, feel fucking great. But when you play as those big epic units, it feels great. You can play as mechanical tanks, freaking spell-casting warlocks. It's just, and again, if you want to play it like an RTS, you can play it like an RTS. If you want to play it like a first-person shooter, you can play it like a first-person shooter. If you want to play it like a third-person melee combat game, you can. I think Savage Resurrection is just a really fucking cool game, and it's not going to be for everybody, but it is worth taking a look at. Savage Resurrection, guys. Keep an eye out on this game. It just came out on Steam. They're going to be adding more free content updates, and they're not going to be adding any paid DLC or anything like that. They do have microtransactions in the game for cosmetics, but that's to keep the game going, and it's not free to play either. Yeah. It's only $20-$30 on Steam. Again, check out Savage Resurrection. It's really fucking cool, and I'd love more devs to take on the idea of RTS other games genre, mash them together.
There are other games that allow you to do, I think, a MOBA where you can control the single units. I think there is one out there now. There has to be.
I would hope so.
This came out before, and somebody told me about a game that does that already. But an RTS, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look up a list for sure. I'm not going to talk any more about it, but yeah, definitely. Gosh, I forgot what I was going to bring up.
Well, what do you guys think of this? Looking at Savage Resurrection, does this look like a cool game? Does this look like something you might try out?
I'd probably rather play Paragon, to be honest with you, but I don't know if they're comparable. But yeah, I'd probably rather delve into Paragon a little bit.
I don't want to give thoughts on something that I really
I don't really know, to be honest with you. I did look at some gameplay real quick while you were talking about it, so yeah, looks like a decent game. What about, have you guys seen that Livelock?
Livelock?
Yeah, it's a top-down shooter MOBA that's coming soon. It's going to be coming on all platforms. I don't know anything about it. I was just wondering if you guys knew anything.
No, I haven't heard about looking it up now. The pictures look cool. They got some cool-looking robots from what I'm seeing here.
Well, it's a top-down. Yeah, it's a top-down shooter, basically. But, yeah, I might be checking that game out a little bit.
Oh, I have heard of Livelock. I did hear about this, but I didn't... Okay, yeah. Yeah, this is cool. It's a top-down shooter MOBA. Yeah,
I don't know if it's cool, but I mean, you know.
Well, the visuals look cool. I'm loving these robot designs.
Yeah, I was going to say, for the sake of people that are listening, other than just saying top-down shooter MOBA, and it's cool. What is it? I heard robots. What's it? Was it sci-fi? Was it?
It's science fiction, from what I can tell. Okay. Like, this is all just coming back to me now. So I don't know the premise. I don't know the story, but it looks like all your typical hero characters, like. You play them like a top-down shooter. You have different weapons, different robot heroes to pick from, and it looks like you fight alongside other players and AI minions, like your typical MOBA. But from the top-down shooter perspective, which should be interesting, and it doesn't play like your typical RTS. I'm looking at some gameplay right now, like you're not using a mouse to click move here, move that. You actually have use your movement keys. It looks like the movement.
It kind of looks like a top-down Paragon, just a little bit.
I can see that comparison.
Just a little bit, you know. The robots look more like Transformers, though.
Yes, I'm thinking Transformers. I'm thinking the exact same thing.
A little bit, just a little bit.
What's it called again?
Called Livelock.
Livelock. Let me add it.
Yeah, it's coming to all the platforms, and they've been kind of hyping it lately. And I don't know anything about it. I just thought I'd bring it up because it just popped into my head after you brought up the Savage Resurrection. It's Perfect World Entertainment.
Oh no, not Perfect World Entertainment.
Perfect World.
Not PWE. They were the investor they were the investor that Digital Extremes took on with Warframe, and people were up in arms because apparently PWE, they make a lot of games that are lockbox oriented, pay to win style games.
Yeah.
So that was a whole.
That's Perfect World.
That was a whole. Bunch of bullshit behind that.
Neverwinter, I think, is as well. Yeah, hey, it's a Canadian developer.
Oh.
Yeah, but PWE is Chinese, I think. So it must be the Canadian developer with Chinese producer money.
I don't know how to pronounce the studio. 2K? Tuque as I spit all over my screen.
To Q? Because QUE you pronounce Q.
To Q?
Yeah, to Q. It must be a French. It must be from the French part of Canada.
That's your territory, buddy. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. There is a game that came out that I didn't pick it up, and I haven't even beat the first one or the reboot of it, but Deus Ex Mankind Divided.
Yes!
Course. Now I haven't really heard anything about it, but I did want to kind of bring it up to see if y'all had seen anything, if you've played it, etc., heard anything, blah blah blah.
Well, I own the game. I pre-ordered it. I haven't installed. Haven't played it yet.
What?
You haven't played what? Are you talking about Deus Ex?
Mankind Divided. Yeah. What's the what for? Did I do something wrong?
I'm just surprised you haven't bought because it was such a big hype. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played because my backlog of games. I just beat Dark Souls free. Now I got to get into Mirror's Edge, Technomancer, and then Mankind Divided. But I am looking forward to playing Mankind Divided. The thing about Mankind Divided is on the PC, it was starting to look like a No Man's Sky, Batman Arkham Knight kind of deal. Like the PC port was kind of crap, like lots of lag and stuttering like that. Gotcha. It was but unlike the other developers, within the first few days, they released some patches and now the game runs like butter.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
So, which is good to know. Which is good to know. Like, usually with Square Enix, they take time to get their fixes. They had fixes
Squeenix.
within a day or two.
Yeah.
Yes, Squeenix. They had fixes within a day or two for Mankind Divided, which is nice. And everything I've seen of Mankind Divided is what I expected. If you liked Human Revolution, you'll like this game. And like our boy Jim, Grindhead Jim,
Jim was playing
he's
it.
loving it.
He was really pissed though because it wasn't running.
Oh yeah.
And I don't
Exactly.
blame him. How the fuck are you going to buy a AAA game that doesn't run when you install it? But, that's always hard to tell on PCs. It's like, is it... On the other hand, what's not hard to tell is if he can run every goddamn game other than that, it's the game. Come
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
That's the
Right,
game.
right.
Yeah.
Didn't it get mixed reviews so far on Steam?
It did, but that was because of the technical issues. But they fixed majority of the technical issue.
Yeah.
And
I don't want to...
others, and some of the negative reviews are also for this new game mode they added called Breach. It's separate from the single player campaign.
Right. Which
It's
shouldn't
this
affect
kind of-
anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So this new game mode Breach, how it works, think of it like these kind of solo missions. It's like kind of Warframe-esque. You're dropped into an environment, you're given certain tasks, it's filled with enemies, you can be stealthy or go action-packed, and...
Microtransactions.
Yes, microtransactions. You
Yeah.
can level up and grind for new weapons and abilities, or you can spend money and get those weapons abilities early. Which is really weird for Deus Ex. Really fucking weird. And from what I understand, I haven't booted up the game yet, and I haven't gone into the campaign yet. But I've heard people say that there's even microtransactions in the single-player campaign where you can buy XP and currency for real-world money.
That's fucking crazy.
That's
I don't know if that's true.
weird.
Keep in mind, I haven't gone into the game yet. Haven't.
Well,
booted
some
up
of the
game
Steam
yet.
reviews have said that. I think some of the Steam reviews have confirmed what you just said. So
Yeah, that's really fucking weird.
That's weird.
That's really weird. Like, why would you?
that's not a good sign.
Well, besides that, people are praising the gameplay, the story, the open world, stuff like that. Like, if you liked Human Revolution, you'll definitely like this game. Is the basic consensus I'm getting.
I
And
don't want to
loved Human
see. I didn't
Revolution.
want to say anything positive or negative about it because I haven't played it yet. But if you're going to put something positive out, I got to balance it out. I've heard that the storyline is actually not as deep at all as Human Revolution, so that's interesting. That's coming from some
that is interesting.
bigger YouTuber podcaster guys that I listen to. So I was like,
But I'm looking forward to experiencing the plot myself because I love the plot of
That's
Human
the
Revolution.
key. Playing it yourself. Yes, that's definitely going to be the key. Is how
Exactly.
you
So-
experience the game.
When I do eventually get to play Deus Ex Mankind Divided, I'll be sure to let you guys know my thoughts on that stuff.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm very, but it's a damn shame that you just confirmed this count because
Well, no, I'm
Fucking-
not confirming anything. I read some of that. People were complaining about that. That was the big complaint on Steam. Is the microtransactions.
in the single player campaign,
Yeah, in the single player campaign.
well, they have no reason to lie because if they're lying, well, they could easily be debunked. So I'm guessing
They
they're telling
have
the truth.
no reason to lie. Then why would people lie about Titanfall 2?
Oh,
They
because
have
those
reason to
people are
lie.
pushing an agenda.
Well, he likes
Then there
Titanfall.
you go.
you
got
go.
it makes sense. Then they do have a reason. Same thing happened with Doom. Remember? I think that
yeah,
they do
I
have a reason to lie. Assholes. Should die in a ditch.
Well, you know, I'll look mid podcast. I'll look this up right now. Damn.
Yeah.
Don't say count.
That's okay.
confirmed
I'm going to bring up
anything, 'cause-
something that came out as well. Attack on Titan. We talked about that for
Yeah.
a little
Oh,
while back.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm very
And-
curious. Please.
Yeah, it came out apparently on PS4, PS3, the Vita, Xbox One, and it says PC because it says Microsoft Windows, so that means PC. I see Steam has just a real quick search. Steam's given it a 9 out of 10 review. I'm surprised. GameSpot 6 of 10. IGN. Who gives a fuck? Things that I've heard about it though have been really varied. One person said, it was an article. When I say person, I'm talking about gaming journalists. I don't give a shit about stupid comments that are left anywhere. So one article said that the game was scary as shit, but they didn't understand what was going on. Basically, person shouldn't have reviewed the game. Next.
Right,
All
exactly.
Yeah, next.
Why are you reviewing the game?
Exactly.
Why are you even bringing the game up?
Thank you. Another reviewer, a journalist, he actually did know the universe and knew the game, and he said that probably the best thing about it was zipping around. So they got the gas-powered zip lines down very well, apparently. But the mobility on that is very good. You have the ability to just go straight and cut the Titan in the back of the neck. You know, if you're familiar with the environment, that's what you have to do. These big old Titans are humans, just real big, you know, they're like constructs, human constructs or whatever. And you go and cut their head off, I guess, you cut them in the back of the neck. But you can also like cut their limbs off for extra materials and kind of weird shit like that. Yeah, the universe is fucking weird. Okay, it is. You know. So mixed reviews. I still really would personally, if I were you looking to get the game, definitely look around, find some gameplay, rather than even over reviews. Forget the reviews. Find some gameplay and look at the gameplay and see how that is. So that's one kind of nice thing about Twitch. You know, is go check it out, see what that looks like. You know, rather than listening to assholes like myself talk about it. But yeah, I'm kind of interested as to whether or not it's good, and I'm very surprised that that Google said Steam gave it a 9 out of 10. So it's something I'd like to go confirm myself, but I'm not going to turn that on right now. So, but yeah, interesting.
Well, is that based on user?
I'm guessing.
Based on user.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really.
Does Steam actually have like a review? Steam doesn't like actually.
No,
review
yes.
games.
No. This is based
Steam
on
itself
people's.
doesn't review.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
so
it's
they
like Rotten Tomatoes. People.
So they
people want to
tallied
take
up
down
the
Rotten
view.
Tomatoes,
Yeah.
but they don't understand Rotten Tomatoes doesn't review anything. They're just a place where people get together to post reviews. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to check this out right now. It's got very positive on Steam. I can see it right now. Yep.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan, Wings of Freedom. It's got very positive reviews. So that's actually very good. 376 reviews apparently overall.
Nice.
69 negative. Oh, is that ever negative? And 307 positive. So yeah, that's actually very good reviews. I'm very surprised.
Yeah.
So because I also read another.
So
one
it'll
that
get
was
a
kind
50
of a
on
bad
Metacritic. Okay.
What is it? No Man's Sky? Come on.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Man.
I'm sure that's below a 50 by this point. I'm sure that all the, I don't know. Ugh. Both sides of that were toxic.
Metacritic scores. I don't know.
Well,
Look,
I'm
man,
just
let's
glad
shut down
that, there's a...
Rotten Tomatoes. You're right, Count. You're right. Where's my petition? Where's my petition?
Let's shut down
Oh,
Metacritic
God.
too.
Yeah, let's shut that down.
Oh, God.
Shut
Wait, did
them all down.
Uncharted 4 get a negative review again?
Who knows? Well, no, but that's the way that No Man's Sky fans treated that. Was the same way. Very toxic as well. They weren't helping.
I'm just really glad that there's more Japanese games coming to the PC, because for a while, Japanese developers were like really exclusive to console. Of course, there were some Japanese MMOs that were, of course, on PC, but there's a lot of console-exclusive Japanese games. I'm glad more Japanese devs are being more open to bringing their games to PC. I really appreciate it. And my brother, he's a big fan of Attack on Titan, so I have no doubt he'll be getting this game, and I will play it and be playing it indirectly through him, which will be interesting to see.
Nice.
And to just go back a little bit very quickly, I did confirm this is 100% a thing. There are microtransactions in Deus Ex Mankind Divided single-player campaign. I'm looking at a screenshot of it. Like, what the fuck, Square Enix? Why? Well, that just destroys player progression. Like, why would you... It's a single-player game, not multiplayer. Like, if this was multiplayer only, I could understand, but this is single-player. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever. Back to Attack on Titan.
No, that's it. I don't have anything on that.
Oh, well, are you going to be getting the game, Jansen?
No, probably not.
Oh.
But I wanted something to talk about. Jesus Christ, man, it's a podcast. Can't just show
Well,
up.
I had Neo.
Here's the games that I... well, no, I'm not interested in anything, so I've got nothing to talk about.
Well, I know Grammaton Dryad and myself played the Neo.
Yeah, I
beta,
saw a little bit of that.
A little bit of that on PS4.
Tell.
Well, it's just not my kind of game. You know, I could tell he was enjoying the game a lot more than me, but I think it's a good game. It's just a little too deep for me. It's just a little bit too time consuming for me, I think. But I think it's a decent game. The combat's kind of hard. I know that the combat's difficult. It takes Volts would probably say it's easy, but I don't know.
That's right. It's just you don't know everything. What's wrong, Count? How come you don't know everything
true.
about a game immediately?
Yeah, I played that for about an hour and a half today or so, but since we're on the topic of Japanese games, but I don't really have much to say about it, to be honest. I
don't either. I watched some of it.
You have a console, yeah. I mean, I know we talked about it on an earlier podcast a little bit. Mm-hmm. You guys brought it up, so.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shame, though, because I remember last time we talked about Neo, you guys were, well, I know at least Janzer was very positive about the game.
I didn't say anything negative, did I?
I don't remember you saying anything
negative. No, I mean, right now, you're making it sound like I just shit on your hat or something.
No,
I didn't say anything about the game.
It's a little like Bloodborne, feudal Japan, Bloodborne.
Oh, looks fine.
You know, yeah.
I just didn't get a chance to build much of an opinion about this specific build because I didn't get a chance to watch much of it. I was watching that Titanfall 2 gameplay.
How much is different in the latest build of Neo? Like, what I remember watching Graham play it on a live stream, but that was months ago.
Yeah, I didn't realize they had it. I didn't know I didn't know anything about the original build. I thought this was it.
I think he said something about
playing it, and I downloaded it.
I think he said something about like they have like dual katanas now, or
dual katana,
and like a fourth weapon that you can carry, and stuff like that. I don't know. We can always hit him up next podcast or something.
Yeah, we'll hit him up with some info. He's probably got a lot more to say about it than I would. But.
Yeah. So,
gentlemen,
I am all done with topics here. Only one other thing I like watched something on Netflix about an Olympian, Clarissa Shields. Apparently, it's called T-Rex. I watched it, and it was about
I was gonna watch that.
It's about the first like female boxer in the Olympics to win a gold medal. Well, she just won her second fucking gold medal.
She won 2 medals.
Fuck right. Yeah. So that is amazing as hell. But what's interesting about her story is like she's, really comes from a really poor area, and just I think she was in something like Flint, Michigan, I think, so we're talking about super poor there.
Yeah, Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, no prospects for stuff. She just stuck to her shit, did her boxing, whatever. Went to the first, Olympics without her coach. So there was a lot of growing there, You have your coach that you're working with, but when you go to the Olympics, they don't accept that coach. You have the Olympic coaches that you got to work with. They're all doing, and they're trying to kind of direct you the way they want you to work. And it's an interesting story. After she won that, medal, she came back thinking, all right, I'm going to be able to like kind of lift my family out of this, that we're stuck in or whatever. But nope, nobody wanted to sponsor her, nothing like that. And isn't
that a shame?
It is.
You sacrificed your whole life to.
She really did. She really did. And you're the first female boxer to beat the shit out of everyone else. And they were giving her excuses like, well, you're just not as... Basically, it's kind of like, no one's going to sponsor me because I'm a little too rough around the edges, Same reason. They were just like, you got to stop saying stuff like, you like beating people up. Because she really did say that in the interview, But she's joking, but it's true too. She's like, I like punching people in the face, She's
that's not going to go over well with the sponsors,
but that's the whole thing. You work with it,
boxing,
Don't be, yeah. And that's the whole thing. It's like the first of its kind, but they're not even trying to work with her. It's just ridiculous. So now that she's won her second gold, which is fucking amazing again, let's see where it goes from there. Who knows? We'll see where it goes. Either way, the important thing is it seems like she's found her style, whether she goes pro or not. But that's, it's interesting. It's just one of those stories, once again, that I did what I needed to do. I showed the world. Nothing came of it. But that's doesn't crazy. Stop me. And she went and did it again. And she might just go pro after that, get her money from that, and we'll see how that works out. Still, definitely a very interesting watch if you're, I like putting the stuff on when I'm coding because, it's something kind of interesting to watch. So
I mean, if you want the endorsement deals as an Olympian, that's women's gymnastics, women's figure skating. Those are the
and
people
the gymnast
that make the big money. Unless you're
Tanya
Harding,
That's the whole thing too.
Unless you're sponsored by crowbars or something.
Yeah,
stupid shit,
they had the real.
But
yeah.
I mean, they all wanted Nancy Kerrigan. Man, I'm talking about some old shit here, but they were. Never mind.
Yeah.
It's important to bring up history, man, and life experience. Feel free.
Yeah. Tanya Harding drama with Nancy Kerrigan isn't history. Game of Thrones, all right? It's
kind of history.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of history.
Yeah,
it's a dramatic history.
They have a documentary about it.
It's not important history, but it is
ESPN
drama bullshit.
Made a 30 for 30 I love those
30 for 30.
ESPN
I like
30 for
those
30.
too.
I love those.
I like
and,
when they did. Who did a spoof of one of them? Maybe it was College Humor. I don't know. It was really done well though.
Oh, I have to check that out.
I gotta go find it. Yeah, but yeah, those are good too.
Definitely have to check that out. I don't know, but yeah, it seems like every single thing that you bring up for Netflix, Janzer, I always say, "Oh, I was gonna watch that." It makes me really look like a jackass.
I get a chance to watch shit 2 days out of the week. Although I'll tell you this, I had no hot water for 2 days. Oh,
what?
Big deal, right?
You got to pay your bill, man.
Hold on. No, don't
the hot
even
water
go
bill,
there, motherfucker.
I'm kidding.
That's all. I pay all my bills. That's not a problem. And so, like, yeah. In fact, actually, I think water here we don't even pay. But so the water was out for the hot water was out 2 days. Right?
Oh yes.
And then the
hot
power
here.
The power was out like a full day as well. And I'm like, what in the fuck? I was like, why am I living under like hurricane conditions? What the fuck am I paying for here? You know? So I was jumping. Like I came home one day.
You in Baton Rouge?
Exactly right. No, I'm not. But I came home one day. Like I went into work early because I knew they were gonna do this. They were going to start working on the power like 8 o'clock in the morning. From 8 to 6, they said the power's going to be out. So when, woke up early, went into work, did my dev work, busted ass, got out at 5, walked home because any chance I got a good health day, I take advantage of it. Walk my ass home. It's hot. It's Texas. Fucking 92 out there, 93.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's a good sweat. I like that. That's good. Any chance I can. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it while I can, later on, who knows? Shit fall apart. But, so I get home and it's hot as fuck. It's past 6. It's like 6:20. Go in there, no lights on, hot as shit. I'm like, God damn it. I can see other apartments in another building. They've got light on. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
What?
Call the front desk. I was like, nope, can't call the front desk because it goes to nothing. It just rings, then goes like, press 1 to leave a message, press 2 for location. And I'm like, what? That's not my normal. It's supposed to go to an answering service with people,
Right.
Or to a standard leave a message. So I pressed, out of curiosity, I tried both options. I pressed 1 and I could hear myself. I was like, hello? And I could hear, hello? It was like it was reflecting back at me what I was saying. I was like, what the fuck?
Are you there, Janzer?
So I was like, would I step into Stranger Things? What's going on here? So then I called back.
Did the phone start burning or electrical?
But check this out. I live next to a military installation, all right? I'm talking about it's not even a block away. I'm like the gate's right there, like a gate, that they come in and out. And
Area 51.
And so I call back and I hit 2 for location because that's what it said. It said press 2 for location, right? In the weird robotic voice. So I hit that, right? And it starts going Charlie, Echo, Alpha, 3. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck is going on here? Is it like pinpointing me? Is it going to bomb my ass or what?
And then Obama.
So I hang up.
Obama drone is hunting you.
Right.
Yeah.
Either that or it's giving me codes for something, and I'm like, no, I don't want to be associated with this. And
Hold on. Let me contact WikiLeaks
right?
real quick. Yeah.
So like an hour passes by,
up, man.
And I'm hanging out outside. I'm like looking for people. I gotta ask somebody, is your power on? I'm asking a few people, your power on? They're like, oh, I haven't even checked it. Oh, it's all fucked up. Oh. Then I was like, 7 o'clock comes around. And I'm like, all right, let me find the corporate office. So I call the corporate office. They of course close at the convenient hour of 5 p.m. because fuck anyone that works. I hate everything that is open during business hours that has to do with public type of services. Those things should always be on the opposite times of when people actually work, which is it's just fucking bullshit.
I agree.
It's such bull. Or they should always have weekend hours. Take some hours off during the week and give me some weekend time. That's all I'm saying, But anyways,
I agree.
So I call them. I leave them a message like, my power's been off, and also don't even have water, and I can't get a hold of front desk. I don't know when's the power going to come back on. I don't know. Hey, and I can't even alert anyone because no one fucking is around.
That's fucked up.
Yeah,
dude.
so I take a ride to my sister. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to my sister's hang out there till like 10 o'clock. Come back 10:30. Power's on. Oh, thank God.
Oh,
that's
still no hot water the next morning. So, I go check.
Oh, man.
I go check. Cold showers, by the way, I don't mind them, but they're not my preferred thing.
No.
But they're decent. I'm cool with cold showers. That's no pun intended. But, hey, sometimes you want to take a hot shower, most times actually.
Yeah.
So I check, nothing, right? So then I called their corporate office because it's past 8. And I'm like, all right, let me get a hold of these motherfuckers. And I'm just like, oh, I'm already like, ugh. And this lady answers, and she's just like, yeah, blah, 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 whatever, just like real droll. I was like, oh yeah, I just wanted to say, I tell her all the issues, and she's like, yes, we know. A few other people called, and we forwarded her the community manager that stuff, and blah. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to inconvenience you. I'm going to go ahead and take my cold shower now.
Prorating my fucking rent check.
I was like, let me uninconvenience you, and let me take my cold shower now. I'm sorry about that, And she's like, oh well, and I was like, fucking shut up. I just shut the phone, I was just like pissed. So then they got
that would fucking.
Then I hit him up on Facebook because you don't fuck with me. I will come back at you again and again and again and again. Companies don't realize that I deal with companies all the time at work. So when they try to give me this bullshit thing about like, well, we handle a lot of communication, bitch, get the fuck out of here. I handle a lot of communication as a developer, and I do code work. So get the fuck out of here. Don't even try to tell me you can't handle one call. So I hit them up on Facebook because they don't care about the individual, but they do care about their public image. So always, this is a tip to everyone that doesn't do it, always prod the company's public image because that will get them jumping. And sure enough, I, hit them up on Facebook. They contacted me like a few hours later, they're like, oh, we're sorry about this. And it's like, hey, words are words. They sound great, but let's get it done, man.
Right.
That's
I'll
bullshit.
tell you what, I'll be cool. My next check.
Oh, don't worry,
minus 2 days.
Don't worry, Count. See, I still got to hit them up with the whole thing about like them trying to retroactively pull fees from me from when they started. I heard
about that.
Yeah.
You told me about
I got
that.
I sent them a couple of things, like something about like them letting dogs swim in the pool, which by the way is a city municipal. It's a law. It's illegal to have dogs in the pool. Because it's a health concern, unless it's seeing eye dog or something like that. So I sent them back all this shit, and they're like, and I'm like, yeah, who the fuck do you think you're dealing with? You see an ethnic last name, and you think that I'm just a scrub? Oh no, motherfucker! I deal with I write documentation for corporations, bitch. Don't even. I have been flown to other cities to teach, to do trainings for other hospitals. Usually, on working with complex systems. You don't know who you're fucking with. So. Yeah, no, I just hit them all fronts, never let up, and it's good times. I got a goddamn bill. This is the Janzer bitching hour now, right? I got a goddamn bill from because I did all this blood work testing stuff, and they're like, oh, you owe us like $430. I'm like, oh, motherfucker. I looked through all my health insurance, and sure enough, it got paid for. But they're still trying to hit me up for it.
But they're still trying to, yeah.
No. You're about to get it. You're about to get the Janzer special. Oh, yeah.
The Janzer special.
Oh, I'm going to go down there.
Something you say for the ladies?
Well, see, the thing is, no. The thing is, they want me to conveniently fax them because everyone has a fax machine. And I'm going to use my work fax because that's convenient for me. And, they track all that bullshit, of course. No, I'm going to go down there.
Right.
And hand deliver that to them. So, oh, yeah. It's going to be a good time.
Oh, man.
That's fucked up.
It's going to be a good time.
Kind of reminds me, remember when Kevin Smith got kicked off the flight for being...
Too fat to fly?
Too fat to fly.
I saw the special, too.
They didn't realize how many Twitter followers he had. He had millions of Twitter followers. So he just went on a rampage fucking them up.
Oh, yeah.
They're public. And, oh, boy, they had a guy... They had like a representative... But a PR representative from the company, they'll never do that again.
Yeah, it's all.
Wait, I'm sorry, who?
Kevin Smith,
the director of Clerks.
Oh, yeah. Kevin Smith.
What I'm talking
He's
about.
gone up to Canada and spoken too a few times. I think they were on Netflix. The thing is, basic respect, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
basic level of respect.
You never know,
Don't give me the brush off. When people give me the brush off, oh no, motherfucker, I'm coming back. Yeah.
I am way more forgiving than you guys. I had issues with PayPal a couple months ago where I couldn't transfer money, I couldn't spend money, I couldn't do anything with my money. I was basically locked off from my own money. And
PayPal can be sucky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It took me 2 weeks to get things sorted out, and I kept saying, okay, I'll just let this slide one more time. I'll just let this slide one more time.
Not with money. And not with PayPal. You hit them as many times, you call them, you email, whatever it takes. Because the bigger the corporation, the less they give a shit. That's just That's just a standard issue fact.
It's arguable. I'm way too trusting. So when they say, "Oh, you need to give us a week and this will be sorted out," so I wait a week. It's not sorted out. I call them again. Like but it was only when I was calling them. Like I will call them 3 days in a row, saying, "Hey, this still isn't fixed. Hey, this still isn't fixed.
Persistent.
Hey, this still isn't fixed."
You got the right idea.
And I was incredibly nice, and it got really awkward because I started talking to the same help support people. I'm like, "Hey,
call
it's
up
me
above
again."
Mm-hmm. Tell them you just push your way through. You're like, look, I know you can't do anything for me, and that's perfectly fine. Let me just talk to your supervisor or whatever, whoever the next in line. They may try to push you off. Just call back. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's all just persistence.
They kept pushing me to another support person. Mm-hmm. Like they kept saying, "Oh, this is higher management," but it wasn't because they didn't realize I'd already talked to that other support person. Like, "Hey, so wait, you got a raise? Did you get a raise?"
Yeah, it's a linear move.
It was very awkward because of oh, you're a manager now. Did you get a raise? Like, no, I'm still support. Like, oh, because your friend said I was getting someone higher up now. That's interesting.
Yeah, about it was very awkward. About 8 years ago, I FedExed a $10,000 check to Holland. Okay, to a territory in Holland. FedEx lost my check.
Mail order bread.
What?
I talked about this on a podcast, one of our early podcasts.
I'm on mail order bride. What?
Yeah, well, no, it was for online poker.
Fair enough. Yeah,
$10,000. That was funny then, though. That was good.
Shut the fuck up,
serious. That was, I didn't even think about that. Mail order sex bot.
It sounded like. Although who goes to Holland for that? You know,
I'm still waiting on that son of a bitch. But somebody signed for my check, and they
mail
didn't
order
know
sex
who.
bot. Yeah.
And they were so passé about the whole thing when I would call. They were just like, well, we don't know where your check. What the fuck?
It's not their money.
You don't know where my goddamn $10,000 check is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. I talked to everybody in the FedEx. I mean, I talked to the fucking janitor. I mean, I talked to everybody in the FedEx over a month. It took a month to get it sorted out. But, yeah, they just fucking... I would call them... I'd call them fucking 5-6 times a day. I was calling them.
So this wasn't something you could cancel, stop order on?
Yeah. Finally they sorted it out. But yeah, and I made their life miserable. They were like, "Oh, you again."
Interesting.
And they were like, "Yeah, we're logging your call." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to call you back in an hour and see what progress." I mean, I was a real dickhead.
Yeah, you kind of have to be.
Yeah, but they blew me off for 2 weeks. I mean, they were just every time I call,
There is one thing. It's true. I usually don't actually get angry in person with people. It seems like I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. But that emotion part, I usually detach, because if I don't detach, then I'll not be able to get sentences out correctly because I'll just be angry, But that's why I can persist. I can like a fucking pit bull or something, just keep going after it. It's because I detach from it. You have to detach, especially with people that you're talking to on the phone, because they don't give a shit about what you're talking about. They're just doing their job, and your emotion doesn't matter to them. They just don't care. So usually I'm pretty courteous about it, but I will be a bit sarcastic. Not too much. You don't want to really push them off. But you do want, okay, so you've got this. I've got no water. It's been no hot water for about 5 days.
I'm not an outright asshole, but
because you don't want to get hung up on.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, I'm respectful, but I'm forceful.
Oh yeah, you have to be. You have to be persistent. Just keep going at it. So, well, where have we landed?
Oh no, it's all good. I mean,
it's the conversation.
The GamingCast gives tips on life.
Riders of Icarus got a big update, and it's not going well.
Oh no.
Well, Nexon put out a statement. I guess they added a huge PvP update to the game, which I can't play right now because never mind. Because my damn something's wrong with my PC playing games. But the Exoneron Badlands PvP zone that they added into the game. They did a little trial on it, and they got some terrible feedback. It's almost unplayable. It's going down to 8 to 10 frames. Everyone's having a problem with it. So I kind of respect kind of gained some respect for Nexon. They put out a statement saying, we admit that our last update is trash. They basically said that. They said, yeah, it's unplayable. We realize our last update's unplayable. We're fixing it. I kind of like that. A lot of times you get a runaround. You know what I mean? Like, oh, some people, they try to like sugarcoat it. They didn't sugarcoat this statement at all. Yeah, we understand this last little update we did, this patch is garbage. That's basically what they said, and we'll improve it. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, it's just like a big PvP zone where you have like guild versus guild and everything like that. You can expect that to have problems when you have that much going on. You know what I mean? Even Guild Wars 2 had a huge problem with the world versus world stuff. You know, where not everything would spawn, the frame rates would crash. They had a huge problem with that as well. So, and that's like esports competitive now. You know, they're PvP on that. But, you know, this is just Nexon and Riders of Icarus. But they also added some cool cosmetic skins for some of the familiars, like demonic skins, like magma.
Ooh,
yeah, a couple, like an Abomination mount has like a magma skin, and like the Fiend mount has like a poison skin, so they look really cool. So I think I retweeted bunch of their pictures. But I know nobody's playing that game, but I still play it when I can.
There are people playing Riders of Icarus still.
I mean, it's going over pretty well. I meant nobody in the stream is what I meant.
Well,
okay.
You know,
we have more than just a stream.
that's true. You keep reminding me. I'm sorry.
Apparently, our numbers are doing pretty well, anyways. So we clearly have more than just a stream.
Yeah. We're getting there. We are getting there. But other than that, man, these are all cosmetic. You can buy them in the shop. You don't have to find them or anything. You know, it's all microtransaction, but it's not. You know, it doesn't help your character. It's just cosmetic stuff.
Yeah, no, that's always
Yeah,
nice.
and that's fine.
I like that
that's
stuff.
That's fine.
Yep.
A lot of
I
people
never understood
say...
a complaint about a game of people having the games having microtransactions for cosmetic stuff and getting bad press on that.
The way that Jim Sterling would put it, and other people of that ilk, when they think about it that way, is that they want to, if they pay for the game, they get everything. Mm-hmm. And I do kind of understand that, but at the same time, as a developer, I'm like, if I didn't put the work into it, then no, you're not going to get anything new for free. Their assumption is that they already did all of the work and it should have gone in with the game. I'm like, you pay for the work that is $60. If there is another amount of work that was done, you know, that costs X amount of hours, that's outside of the pricing model that they have for the certain amount of content, then that's extra content that they worked on. But then again, I have a different perspective of that, because I'm like, work hours done is work hours done, period. You know, just because it might have been done at the same time doesn't mean they're going to stuff it in the game because it was intended for later release. But I think that's some of that transparency that shouldn't be given. You know, sometimes like Evolve fucked up when they were like, hey, here's all this extra shit too. And people were like, fuck you, man, put that in the game. What the hell? It doesn't have any content in there anyways when they first came out. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm always going to be on the opposite side of most people, I think, when it comes to that opinion.
Like, I can understand in certain aspects, like the microtransactions in Deus Ex Mankind Divided, like, they don't need to be there.
Yeah.
They don't need to be there.
I don't know how egregious they are. I don't want to talk too much shit about it because I want to see what it's like.
What it's for, the microtransactions, you can spend real world money to get experience points and in-game currency.
How does this work in the game? Like, you go up to like an NPC and they're like, "Hey, you want to buy from my store? Spend $5 and you get that upgrade."
It's like in your skills menu.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that is disgusting to me.
That's a little disgusting.
I don't want to see like, here, put your credit card in here and you can get this heartbeat skill or whatever to see, you know, heartbeats through walls. Ugh. That's disgusting.
Like, I just like that. Like they're. I don't think microtransactions necessarily don't need to go away because I understand how beneficial they are for the developer.
Like while you were eating it, popped up little microtransactions. Oh, we based on your prior history, potatoes? It says that you like mayo. We can add that directly to the burger now for just
swipe your card.
95 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you didn't order it. No problem. We can charge you for it now. Like, I mean, that is kind of how restaurants work. Like, if you want a side order of something that didn't come with it. But that's just kind of how. But in the menu, like when you're playing the game, Not like as a add-on or like maybe even an NPC.
It doesn't look like it. Doesn't look from the screenshots I'm looking at right now. This looks like your in-game inventory.
You know, the sad thing is it works with the psychology of being that is right now, in the sense that people want everything now, and they have no limitations on themselves. Just give it to me. Just give it. And if it's right in front of me, I'm going to drink it. If it's right in front of me, I'm going to eat it. You know, like I've got no control over myself. So if you put it right there next to my skill screen,
eat, apparently.
It's the instant gratification kind of thing. You know, it's like, you know, we know people don't have the ability to stop themselves. Let's just put it right there. Let's just put it right there and see what they do. I bet they're making money out of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, there's no way they're not. There's players out there like,
who's the developer
really want
again?
Eidos Montreal.
Okay, yeah, fuck these guys. I don't like that.
Fuck Montreal.
I gotta see. I gotta see this before I totally say absolutely. That's disgusting to me. I don't want that.
It doesn't need to be there. Like, I can understand.
Imagine if Dead
the
Space
breach
had
mode.
that. Can you imagine that?
Oh god.
How shitty would that make that experience? It just takes you out of the game. You know.
Like, there are microtransactions in Dead Space, but they're not like in your inventory menu.
Not part 1.
Not or 2.
I'm talking about the masterpiece. Yeah. That's why I said Dead Space or BioShock or any of one of the considered classics or masterpieces. You know. So,
man, they're probably going to make money off it, and I can understand, like, from a player perspective, like, I want this upgrade, I want it now, this is a difficult part of the game, I think this upgrade could help me, I'll just spend some cash so I can get this upgrade and help me through the game. Like, I get the mentality, I get what they're going for here, but
that's called being a little bitch, is what it
is.
They
just don't care.
That's called being gamers being little bitches.
Kind of
oh, but I want it now, and I can't. Whoa, why can't I just pay for it? How about you just pay, and someone else will beat the game for you, and then they hand you the save file?
That'd be awesome.
Bloodborne.
I beat Dark Souls the other day. It only cost me $89.99.
Nice. But look at this library that I have of completed games. That's a status thing, right? Ladies love that. Yo, ladies, check out my Steam library of all the finished games I got. All the completions. Woo! Yeah. Wait, jobs love that too, right? Usually, careers. Basically, this shit doesn't matter, people. Fucking A. Play your games.
But everybody get ready to take a drink, because I'm using this as an excuse to talk about Doom. This is why I love Doom.
There we go. Hold on, I'm going to hold up something. This is my... this is what I'm drinking tonight.
I'm drinking mysterious liquid in silver container.
It's Romulan ale. No, it's raspberry vodka.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. It's girly shit, but what are you going to do?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, you were thinking it. Go ahead, Tron.
I was.
Go ahead, Tron.
I was. Well, who cares? I'm not even drinking it anymore, dude. So who's the bitch? You know? Here, let me drink my Monster Ultra Zero. I'll raise my glass to you. Oh, it's got OJ in it too.
And I'm mixing it with pitch black Mountain Dew.
I'm mixing mine with orange juice. Ultra Zero, no sugar with orange juice. Yeah.
You guys got all the fancy drinks. All I got is a bottle of water.
Well, you could drink your own piss.
Oh, man, what?
Shit, what?
Because we got exotic stuff, so hey, why not? Yeah, I'm going in hard. I'm going to drink my own piss. I'm going to Bear Grylls this podcast.
Oh.
Bear Grylls. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Mountain Dew pitch black.
No code red. Oh.
The reason I like Doom's progression system, unlike other games where in other games, for instance, like with Deus Ex, you can actually buy upgrades and skills. Doom's like, fuck that. If you want these upgrades and you want these skills, you have to earn them, motherfucker. You have to complete these challenges. You have to do this and this. And if you're good enough, you earn those skills and you become even more of a badass.
Yeah.
That's what I fucking love about... Another reason why I love Doom.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay,
wow. All right.
Alrighty.
We've got more. We've got more.
Do we? It's already like
I don't know.
2:30, man. Come on.
Oh, you're right.
I do.
We got 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, we should probably start wrapping this up. But there is one thing I said last week I would answer a question a viewer gave me.
We can answer one from Graham, too. I forgot about that. Good thing for reminding me. Go ahead about your viewer.
Question from Graham. Okay. Now, the question I have from my viewer, Johnny A. Johnny A asks...
What's the A stand for?
I have no fucking clue.
Shout out to Johnny A.
He wants to know the cast's favorite shotguns from from first-person shooter video games.
I wish
what
you would have given me some lead time on this. Fuck, that's hard for me.
I'm sorry.
That's a lot of shotguns to think about. Go ahead, count. You're first, man. I can't.
Destiny. The shotgun I have in Destiny. I can't remember the fucking name of it.
The universal
I love my
remote?
Destiny shotgun. No. I have a Destiny shotgun. I can't think of it right now, but it's like a 308 light level or something like that. So
sorry.
I don't really like shotguns that much.
I love shotguns. It's cool. Yeah. I love shotguns.
I'm a shotgun guy.
So many of them, though.
Are you more of an assault rifle guy, Count?
I'm more of a just run and hide kind of guy, you know?
Spider-Man's your favorite game, then. Web swing! Out of here!
No, I like... No, it's just a legendary, Graham. It's not an exotic. It's a legendary. I use the bad juju as the exotic, but which I got infused, by the way. But yeah, go ahead. Shotgun. Shotguns in Destiny.
Okay.
Cool. Destiny.
For me, my favorite shotgun from video games beforehand was the sword explosion from Borderlands 2. That shotgun that shot swords that exploded. I still love that gun for its concept alone. But I've been playing a lot of Unreal Tournament and of course Doom as of late, and I'm kind of having an affair with the super shotgun and the flak cannon. I can't choose between the two. The flak cannon in Unreal Tournament, it's smooth, it's fast, it has great impact, it has a unique design, but the super shotgun from Doom it's the fucking super shotgun. It's a double-barreled beast.
I like the super shotgun. I should have said that one. Damn it.
The one that's all designed old school.
Oh, I know. The shotgun Blade uses in Marvel Heroes.
Ooh.
That's a good one. I like that
Blade.
One. Wesley Snipes, baby.
Yeah.
He doesn't pay taxes, but I mean.
Always got to bring it up, right? He's never living
I'm
it
getting
down.
on Destiny.
It's not like he peed on anyone's face. Jeez.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Borderlands is a good... We can keep throwing this around, Gamertron, but like the conference call was one of those big ones early on. Remember that?
Oh, I love the conference call.
It had a nice design to it, and it was ridiculous. It was that super auto shotgun or whatever. Borderlands 2 just had a shitload of shotguns because there were so many fun variants, you know. The Torg ones that did explosive shots. Those always made a huge impact, you know, no pun intended.
And there were some shotguns that were actually like slime launchers and grenade launchers, but they were still technically shotguns. I love that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There were quite a lot. Definitely the Doom stuff that's come out recently. Rainbow Six has got some shotguns that are really nice too, auto shotguns and standard shotgun. Frost has a great shotgun. Valkyrie's got a great
Super
shotgun.
90, the Spaz.
The Super 90. Yeah, the Spaz.
Oh, and most recently with, I'm sorry if I pronounce her name wrong, Cavera?
It's really easy.
Cavera.
It's 3-syllable. Cavera. You can say that.
Cavera. Yeah. Her new Spaz, her new shotgun, that thing is beast too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just really hard. I think Borderlands probably takes the cake for me with the variety because that's what that game was about. Just crap loads of variety, the RNG box of guns that you would get and weaponry and all that. But otherwise, recently Doom and of course, like what I said, Rainbow Six Siege. Titanfall's shotgun it's okay. It's not bad, but it's, you know, in that game, I don't know, the Titans really kind of take the cake for me there. There's no Titan shotgun or anything like that. That would be amazing.
Oh, there's going to be a Titan shotgun in 2. The Ronin one. He's going to have
Titan Glory Kills.
Yes.
Titan Glory Kills. Dead Space kind of had a shotgun, remember? I can't remember what it was called. I used it a bit, but they kind of did. There's just too many games I'd have to go through my history of gaming and thinking about it. I don't think... I think one of the biggest misses on games... Well, Mass Effect 2, I had fun with that shotgun. for sure.
Oh,
there was
yes.
the Krogan shotgun. There was another one that was really powerful.
The Claymore.
The Claymore.
Yes, the
right.
Claymore. Oh.
But using it with the abilities like the ice, like freezing people and then shotgunning them. Oh, man.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I played Vanguard. So warp into somebody, freeze them, boom, fire. Just explosion everywhere. So there's quite a lot of good shotguns out there. I like Mass Effect 2, I think, ruined things for me because and Borderlands 2, because I always want variable shot type. I want that now. I want that electric
ammo
fire
types.
and I want the variable ammo type. Whether it's slugs or shot or dragon's breath or whatever. If we're talking about more realistic stuff. So great stuff. That's a very good question, and I don't really have a fully great answer for it.
Yeah,
I could never pick one.
Deidre's Retort is the name of my shotgun in Destiny. Its weapons magazine will be refilled when I unleash my supercharge.
Oh, that's a nice bonus.
Yep. Nice.
And then when I'm critically wounded, there's a chance to refill the magazine of the weapon.
Oh, cool.
I just don't like waiting for the goddamn shotgun to reload.
Of course, yeah. Yep.
I'm the opposite. I love reload animations.
Well, the animation's fun, but the fact that you're vulnerable during that is not fun.
Yeah.
And traditionally, shotguns take longer to load.
You're finding a positive spin on reload animations. Oh my god, Tron.
I love watching my character reload as I die. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So there's a lot of good shotguns. Let's take
video games get shotguns right.
Yeah. Anything else that you had to add on to that?
That's an Iron Banner shotgun.
Oh, I have a few more viewer questions, but I don't want us to go on too long, and I want us to get to Graham's question. I'm going to make sure we have time to answer Graham's
just
question. One
more of his, because he had a bunch of them. Let's see. We answered when watching gaming entertainment, blah, blah, blah. We answered the hobby thing. Okay, so this is interesting. This might take a while. Let's save it to next time. Let's do something fun. If you could play as a comic/superhero in a game, which one would it be? To make things interesting, this choice becomes your protagonist in every game you play from now on, regardless of genre. Why
God
that hero?
Damn it. Oh,
wow, I almost know what Gamertron would pick. We were just talking about this the other day, but who knows?
That's crazy.
It's interesting.
Go first, Gamertron.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to know the ramifications of this question. So, superhero, as in from Marvel and DC.
It's as any comic/superhero in a game.
Okay.
So I guess already existent.
Well, I know.
Or
mine.
just if you could play as any comic superhero in a game, not like in a current game, but just in a game, like if they had to be, like, let's say I wanted to play as Squirrel Girl, I don't think she's in the game now, but if I
Squirrel
could,
Girl?
Yeah, exactly.
To make things Marvel heroes. Anna Kendrick.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
They're going to be making a movie over, and Anna Kendrick is going to be.
So this choice becomes your protagonist in every game from now on, regardless of genre.
Ooh,
so Tetris with your.
I know mine.
Okay, can I? Oh man. Okay,
you want to let count go?
I'm gonna have to cheat a tiny bit because I can't. It's difficult for me to choose one or the other. It would either have to be Deadpool because Deadpool, or Venom. Deadpool or Venom.
Okay.
Venom, because with Venom you can get away with like shape shifting, a whole bunch of cool abilities and stuff like that.
Right.
Deadpool because Deadpool's a load of fucking fun.
Okay.
So I
think you gotta pick one, man. Come on.
So you want to be deformed and live with a crack whore.
Well, it didn't say as your existence. It just said you would have to play that protagonist in every game.
Fair enough.
Not like your life becomes.
I'm thinking like my whole life becomes this guy.
If you wanted to.
Okay. If I had to choose Deadpool or as much as I love Deadpool in terms of gameplay, I think Venom could offer a lot more. So I'll go with Venom. Venom would be my playable hero in every game.
Oh.
All right, Count. You said you know.
So you're a cannibal.
What do you?
Okay.
Oh my Jesus Christ!
You're an alien symbiote cannibal.
Venom. Okay. Well,
okay.
And you drool all over everything.
Oh, I'm Tony Stark, man.
Oh, nice. Stark. Yeah. That's a great one. That's a good
Have you
one.
seen the cars he drives? Have you seen the bitches he bangs?
He drives.
I mean, come on, man. Yeah, the bitches he drives.
Wow. I'm thinking more gameplay mechanics. You're thinking more what cool cosmetic shit.
Iron Man's in Marvel vs.
Stark,
Capcom.
Do you really care if you like win the game or not? I mean, you're always going to be Tony Stark. I mean, come on.
Iron Man in Marvel vs. Capcom, you know. So I mean, he's definitely, you know, in there.
Tony Stark, man.
Yeah.
That's my answer. Just roll with it.
Gosh. I'm just going with the first one that popped into mind, Spawn. He's got a shitload of power. I know he's disfigured and whatnot, but I think he's cool as hell. So I'd go
and he
Spawn.
Gets to watch some other guy bang his
but that eventually gets solved and whatever.
My.
And then he becomes like, he ascends to like, you know, God status and all that. So I already know what goes on there. So yeah. And then I'd play as him in every game. Sure. I'd go Spawn, yeah.
Okay. So Venom, Tony Stark, Spawn. Those would be our heroes for video
protagonist.
games.
I don't know if there's any hero necessary. I can imagine
protagonist, my phone.
Spawn in Dark Souls would be a cakewalk at that point.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, these guys, get the fuck out of here. Oh man.
Tony
Stark in Dark Souls.
Oh god.
He would immediately
rethink my pick.
No, he would destroy it as Iron Man. I guess the only issue would be like, there would be no issue because he can do everything. He can find his own power. He can rebuild power sources anywhere.
He can just buy. He can hire someone to fight for. I don't know, man.
Well, not there, but
that's a weird question.
Yeah,
it's a good question though. That's a fun question.
Venom. I don't think they would know that he was the protagonist. They would just
right.
This is another evil guy, just like us. Yeah.
Well, Venom's been an antagonist, a anti-hero, and a protagonist in several comics. So I think I can get away with him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He does have that variant that works for the government, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
The Agent Venom, Flash Gordon. I've been watching Flash Gordon this week.
Flash Thompson.
Yeah. Agent Venom. I have him as a Marvel Heroes team up.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Speaking of Spawn, the Marvel Heroes does have a new playable character, Angela, which was actually a Spawn, a character in the Spawn universe that Marvel bought the rights to. Yeah.
Ooh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, wait, I've heard of this controversy. Yeah, there was this whole friggin'
the
controversy.
Asgardian assassin. Yeah, she's been banished from the realm, from Odin, from the 9 realms, so she just kind of like wanders around killing folks.
I heard more of a thing
Sounds
between
nice.
like some of the comic writers at Marvel and who's the guy McFarlane, Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, Todd
I heard Todd
McFarlane created. He was one of the co-creators of the character. He's the guy that made Spawn, of course. You know.
I heard that there was this huge legal dispute over the rights of some of these characters.
Yeah. Well, I think Marvel bought the rights to the character, so they're using it. She's in the game. She's the new. They just released her the other day, so she's the 59th playable character in the games.
Yeah. As much as I like Spawn and Todd McFarlane, anytime I hear his name is connected with something, I cringe a bit.
A little bit.
You know, I'm just like,
he's such a whore. You know what I mean?
He is, and it makes me feel like I don't want this project to fail. Please don't put him that.
Yeah. Well,
there is a stink of failure with him.
Movie. He's the head of it. Oh yeah.
Oh god, he's the head of it.
Well, yeah, he's actually writing the script for it. So he's producing the movie and all that. So that may be a good thing.
Maybe, but he's not we'll see how it
Simmons
goes.
might be getting some.
I'm worried.
I'm a little worried.
Already.
It can't be. I hated the live action one from like '97.
It was bad.
I hated that.
Whoever.
The HBO animated. Oh my god, I love that. It's one of my all-time favorite.
Who wrote that script?
No clue.
That I don't know. That might be Todd McFarlane writing that.
Okay, then that was fucking great.
Yeah.
Then yes, let him do the stuff. Yes.
Well, he's the creator. I mean.
Yeah, but you know that doesn't always work out that way.
Yeah, that doesn't always work out, but we'll see. We will see. They didn't have Rob Liefeld write the script for the Deadpool movie, so but, thank God.
It says John Leakley and Rebecca Bradford were the writers for
okay. I did not know.
I had to fucking Google.
Yeah, I did not know. Yeah, I'm glad you did, because I just assumed it was.
God bless.
Developed by Alan B. McElroy. Yeah, apparently a lot of people had their hands in this shit.
I love that, though. I love the Spawn HBO animated. If anybody hasn't seen that...
One of the best interpretations of any comic book. Yes.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. Yeah, every character was, like, enthralling in that. Yeah, great voice acting.
Is there any way to see this, like, on Netflix? As on YouTube? Where can I see this?
You can see it on YouTube.
Yeah, you can see it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Oh my! Another entire television series, no copyright. That's
amazing. Not as good quality the last time I watched it, because I was like, I don't watch. See what's going on with that. See how I held up.
The box set.
There you go.
Of it. Yeah,
you could probably buy it
so
too.
much, but you can find it pretty cheap nowadays. I'm pretty sure. So
iTunes usually has most things.
Yeah.
You know. Speaking of, you can find most things like the B3 GamingCast on iTunes. If you search for B3 GamingCast, you can also find us on Podbean if you look for B3 GamingCast. You can find us on YouTube as well, and go subscribe to us, because we'll love you if you do. And you can also download us on any Android app that does podcasts. You can, like I use Podcast Addict. They should give me fucking money for saying their name all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm just throwing so many viewers their way, right? No.
Right.
But yeah, I have an Android device, so I use Podcast Addict, and there's an option to check, have it search the iTunes library just in case you don't find it on the standard one. And I think Count also did us the favor of hooking us up on, what was it called? Stitcher. There you go. Yep. Which is a huge fucking network.
We've been getting some hits.
It's a huge fucking network
from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been getting hits from there, so yeah.
I'm glad you looked it up, because I didn't know about it, and when I did, I was like, holy shit, this is a huge network. So,
yeah.
I forgot. Before we end, okay, y'all have anything before we end?
I
have another comic book record. I'm recommending.
Yes.
Still recommending Black Hammer. Black Hammer #2 issue just came out. You gotta check this comic book out.
Got it.
That's all I'm gonna say.
And add that to the list.
I'm still. Don't put that on there.
Oh, put it on the fucking list.
They're starting to get into some backstory of the characters in issue #2. So, yeah, it's really good. Pick it up. Comixology, you can download it.
Cool.
Awesome.
Anything else? Nobody? Anybody?
No, I'm good to go.
I tweeted out something this during the week that I said I was going to talk about. Let me be right back, just for video peoples that are here in the Twitch stream. Let me grab something real quick.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Drum roll, everybody. We have a special surprise for us, for me and Count included. Count, do you know what he's talking about?
I have no fucking clue what he's talking about.
Okay, then this is going to be a real surprise then.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal, but I did want to at least get this product endorsement. So, yeah, I don't know if it's a good one or not, but so I said on Twitter that I was going to be talking about this little thing that I got.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Called Alpha Brain.
See, I obviously need the product.
It's called Alpha Brain. I had heard about it for a long fucking time. Like, for years, I've heard about Alpha Brain. And I was like, that's got to be bullshit. I mean, I'm always suspect of any kind of supplement. I'm just like, what the... You just... Anything that you can't absorb, you just piss and shit out, right? That's the way I figured it. So I was like,
right.
If you get too much because like reading history account, remember when they used to, World War II, I think, maybe even World War I, they gave them so much B vitamin stuff that they were like pissing, they were just, their skin tone was actually turning a different color. Their skin tone was turning orange. I swear to God.
Right.
Yeah. Because because B vitamins keep your energy up. I don't know if you knew that. If you can go to like...
It's supposed to give you weird dreams also.
Okay. Alpha Brain is not just B vitamin. It's got some other crap in there. So the recommended dosage, it's expensive too, by the way. It is kind of expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And I tried the pill format because it's cheaper. Now, I've been having a lot of problems like talk about sometimes with, low energy and all that. And that has everything to do with iron related because I'm anemic. So I can't absorb iron or something's wrong there. We haven't figured it out yet. So... everything's good with my iron levels. I'm all great. But prior to going back to the doc to rechange my prescription to iron, I was like, well, let me try this stuff out because I'm a developer. I'm a web developer. I work with code. And when I can't find the term for something in my head, that's fucking bullshit. You know, how can I do my job, right? So I was like, I gotta do everything that I can do to, you know, get moving here. So I tried this out I think it's got like 30 pills in there or something like that. And their recommended dosage is like 2 a day. No more than 3, like 2 in the morning, 1 before you sleep, or 1 in the morning, 2 before you sleep if you want like really lucid dreams. Yeah, the whole thing is like it gives you lucid dreams.
Yeah.
I'm not a person that remembers dreams very much. I will absolutely say that what this thing does, I don't know about memory and focus. I can't, you know, verify that it actually does anything for memory and focus. But for dreaming, yes, you get lucid fucking dreams that are movie-like that you can control. I've never had lucid dreams before. I've heard people talk about them. Like, you know how you're in a dream and you can't, you kind of like observe it from the outside, but you can't do anything. You can't change anything. You can't really make decisions. Maybe you don't. Maybe you normally can control your dreams. I never had been able to, and I would always have them rarely. That definitely makes you remember your dreams, but it also, like, you can remember them the next day, or at least I could. And I could actually control things that were going on in there, which was weird. I couldn't, like, wipe the slate and, like, make it a different, like, I'm on the beach, now I'm on the volcano. No, but any situation that I was in, I could absolutely control. That might have something to do with psychology of mind, meaning if you're not a person prone to making a lot of these kind of changes normally, I guess, like how you think. Like, I work within a situation, so maybe that just had to do with me. Maybe other people could, like, you know, wipe the slate and do weird shit or whatever. Like, oh, now I've got like 8 arms, you know. Right. Mine was just like being in situations, but that I could absolutely affect as a normal human being and have things go my way, which is really weird. Other than that, oh no. But maybe, you know, maybe I need to take another month of it. Who knows? I can tell you, I probably only took it 10 days because 30 pills, 3 a day, that's 10 days, Jeez. You know, 10 days straight. It's kind of expensive, you know, for that.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. Yeah. If you go check it out, they've got some interesting product, but like I said, I can't really verify anything about memory and focus. And there's that placebo effect that you want to worry about too anytime you take a supplement. Right. So with iron supplement, I absolutely know an effect is occurring because of my heart rate and because of how I feel. That's something that I've gauged over years, though, like not having it to taking it, not taking it. Like, we've tested this entire year, you know. So plus it's a medical fucking fact. If you don't have a certain amount of, you know, red blood cell count, you're not getting oxygen. So your memory is going to drop. Your focus is going to drop. So unfortunately, what occurred beside me taking Alpha Brain was also me taking more iron. So yes, my memory improved and my focus improved, but that probably had to do with the iron, not with on it. Now, so who knows? Maybe if I take another bottle of it or something like that, you know, I might actually see a difference. But I was always curious. So if anyone is curious out there about Alpha Brain and on it, here's another perspective. I can't really say much about it other than, yes, you will have some lucid dreams. You absolutely will. Even 1 pill was enough to make me have lucid dreams. Right. 2 was even more clear. Like, it was crystal clear, you know, like you were there. 1 is like watching something that you can control, but you're still kind of aware from a third person perspective, but you still have absolute control, but you're a bit more detached from the scenario. 2, having 2 of them right before, like an hour before you sleep, fully in it, but also fully in control and also aware that it was a dream at the same time. It was crazy, you know, so, but is it worth an experiment for spending that much money? Oh, that's just another perspective.
That's interesting, though. I mean, I don't know.
It doesn't really mess with your sleep, you know? Like, I did not feel tired the next day. I didn't feel better. I didn't feel worse, but I did remember my dreams. Right. So that was, and not only that, but I could control things in my dreams too, which is something I've never been able to do. So
that's friggin'
and yes,
crazy,
there was some sex going on.
Yeah, I imagine.
Which I was like, yes, finally.
I might have to order some.
That's always the worst when you're like hot chick in the dream, but then when you wake up, you're like, it didn't go. Why didn't I? Why couldn't I control? Not a problem.
Is there like a coupon code I can type in when I order it that says Janzer247
Oh,
or something?
there
They're gonna
should
make
be,
$5 off my ass.
On it.
Is that what?
onit.com/B3 GamingCast.
Oh,
Get your sex
my
on
God.
in your dreams.
I see.
Oh my God.
Get your Tony Stark on.
I don't normally have a
Yeah.
lot of those kinds of dreams anyways, so I think I just got lucky that, because
You just got lucky.
yeah. Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. They're like, yeah, we're not going to sponsor those motherfuckers. Still, it was an interesting
funny.
experiment. That's for sure.
That is funny.
They have a crap load of other products that I would be interested in trying out, but I'm just not going to. It's very expensive. So, very expensive. All right, guys.
Big time.
That's the last thing
Good
I
tip.
had.
Yep.
I got nothing.
All right.
I'm good. I'm
Well,
I'm starving.
Let's get out of here.
He's starving.
Gamertron's
Yeah.
got to go eat. He's going to order him some Alpha Brain. And,
Some alpha brain.
yeah.
I don't
probably
need
gonna
no
go to
alpha
bed.
brain. I'm an alpha male.
Right? He's like, no, I ain't got no problems. What are you talking about? I'm hard all day. Wait, that's not what that is.
That is a
Wait a
problem.
second.
Whoa.
Oh, God, it's
Yeah.
true, though. Oh!
That
All
would
right,
be a
everyone.
problem.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Good night, everybody.
We'll see you.